I gotta find more. I'm running out. I don't have enough.
Welcome, everybody. I got Natcha and Vasher with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about atheism and agnosticism and flat earth. Welcome. Before we start, would you guys like to promote your channels and just tell everybody a little bit about what you do on your channels?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, there's only one now, but people may catch it at a later time.
I'm Vash Lancet, the Token Dargan. I play video games, and we generally just talk about whatever we come across media-wise or news-wise. We play. We play we play League of Legends mainly, but we're trying to branch out into different other subjects as well.
That's cool. See, that's what I'm kind of trying to do with my channel is before, like I said, I never intended for my channel to grow like it has. So I think it's only fair for me to start trying to make more serious content. Like right now I'm doing research on it's something that it's very close to me in life. It's I'm a recovered heroin addict. So what I'm doing is people think, the opiate epidemic we have in America today is the first opiate epidemic we've had. And that's absolutely not true. It goes back to the Civil War. Um, During the Civil War, the Union Army ordered 10 million units of opium, plus I think it was like 2.5 tons of opium for their troops. So after World War II, all the Civil War soldiers going home were addicted to opiates, and then in the 1870s, morphine was synthesized, and they invented the syringe, and from there it just got way out of hand. As a matter of fact, a majority of addicts in the 1800s were housewives, believe it or not, because most over-the-counter medicines had some kind of an opiate in them, whether it be laudanum, opium, morphine, and it's a very interesting. The history of opiates is very interesting. I mean,
Molly, quick question. Have you sent Lord Ferret a link, the new link?
Lord Ferret.
It's on the YouTube show, Ferret. He's my co-host.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ferret. Is he in your Discord?
Yeah.
The link's in Discord. Lord Ferret is in
YouTube shill.
It's in YouTube shill. You're welcome to hop in.
I guess, yeah. It's just kind of a spur of the moment kind of thing.
Yeah, so I couldn't. I like I said, I would sleep early as shit, and I woke up and I'm like, well, fucking ain't got nothing else to do. So,
well, I'd hope you wake up and then shit. You wouldn't want to shit and wake up.
Well, back in my drinking days, I had shit before I woke up, and that was kind of shitty. No pun intended. Yeah, I could tell you some stories, boy. I could tell you some stories. Hi, Lord Ferret. How are you, sir?
Ferret is in the house.
I mean, how can I not like a ferret when I'm a mole, I mean...
Are you sure did they not fight with each other, or?
Oh, they might, but I don't know. They're still rodentish. Even though a mole is technically an insectivore or herbivore or or insectivore, I think it's called.
Ferrets would naturally prey on
Oh yeah.
It is.
All right. Did any of you guys watch Steven Anderson?
No, I never heard.
I hate watching him. He's a Baptist preacher, and he has to be the biggest bigot in the world. Like, if anybody has homosexual tendencies they're hiding, is this guy. This guy preaches about homosexuality more than any preacher I've ever seen.
Like Old Man 700 Club, Patterson?
Oh yeah, maybe, yeah. And he's I got a video, I just gotta record the video for it. Or I'm sorry, the audio for it. And this guy says that there is no such thing as rape in marriage. He said that once you say I do, that gives you consent for the rest of your marriage. And I was like, I don't really agree with that. You know, I mean, how can I agree with something like that? That's just fucking silly. You know, I mean, not to mention sick.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Well, I mean, this is also coming from, if I'm correct, the same guy that has a diamond mine in one of the third world countries.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But that's none of my business. Yeah, you can actually Google Wikipedia that, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. He probably picked it up on one of his missionary trips or some shit.
Yeah.
So,
hey Molly, what do you think of Caproni?
What do I think
Caproni? Yeah.
What do I think of Cat Brony? Well, I think Cat Brony means well, but I think he means well, but I think he is a little bit obnoxious at times.
Question being more about invite or no invite. You don't need to share that sort of thing publicly.
Oh, but yeah, I invite him. He's not a bad guy, but sometimes he tries to make the show all about him. And that's a little bit annoying. Right. That's my biggest fault with them.
If I do invite him, I was gonna say I'll boot him up, but I don't think I can if I don't have controls as well. But yeah, you know, I'll try. Like, I'll be like, I'll yell at him. Don't get me wrong. I'll make him shut up.
Right.
Only if you're okay with it. It's your show.
Oh no, go ahead. I get along with Cap just fine.
No, cool. I just wanted to know before I go and send the old link.
Yeah, I get along with Cap just fine. He's a good dude. He's just a little full of himself at times, but I think we're all guilty of that.
Yeah, we're all guilty of that sometimes.
We're fallible, dude.
We just do it in different ways.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we do what we do because we want to be heard, you know. So that's kind of the way it is, you know.
Exactly. We got something to say, and we want someone to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys obviously know what's been going on in old Hawaii. God damn, is that getting worse or what?
Oh yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Oh, the volcano?
Is there going to be much left of Hawaii after this volcano subsides? Because I'm hearing all sorts of bad things.
Actually, it'll be bigger. I mean, I think. I mean,
the land is fair enough. But I'm talking about what
population-wise, or
what's built there, and is it going to have? You know, is it going to be a whole rebuild for the most part?
Oh, I guaranteed. I bet it's ruining the infrastructure. The societal standards they have set up.
It's Kilauea, and I've been watching a scientist that's been tracking that, Landon Knoll. If you ever check out the Morningwood, he's on their Discord, and I've been watching like a series of like earthquakes and how the lava goes, and so far it's going to expand quite a bit.
That's just and because there was another volcano just today or yesterday, depending on your time as well, wasn't there? I can't remember where it was. Not in Hawaii. It was another, like, elsewhere. It was another real big, massive one. I don't know if you guys heard it. I cannot. It was on the news all day, but I cannot for the life of me remember where it was. And yeah, and I was just like, well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
So
been.
you said Landon, didn't you? Because I've heard that name pop up a few times now.
Yeah, he's a. I would say he's a scientist. He held the world record for the largest prime number 8 times. So very, very, very smart man.
Fair enough. Okay.
Like anytime that I get a chance to talk to him, he hasn't, not once says I actually see him like make really much of an error or mistake in most of his arguments.
That's pretty cool. Oh, I'm just surprised I haven't. I mean, I might have even actually. What was his last name again?
Noel.
K.
I'll just. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's normally on Pimp Monk's channel and stuff like that. I sometimes go on there on the Fan Fridays, but getting to talk to
his channel have no subscribers.
What?
Does his personal Landon Knoll channel have no subscribers?
Yeah, he doesn't do YouTube. He's too busy doing science stuff.
Yep. Okay.
He's on Discord though.
I was looking at Twitter, and Answers in Genesis has, if humans evolved from apes, why do apes still exist today? What is it with them and not being able to understand evolution? Do you think they? Do you like? Do you guys have you guys ever watched the Answers in Genesis show with like George Perlman and Bodie and Ken Ham?
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes wonder about the cognitive dissonance in Georgia Perlman's head, because she's obviously an intelligent woman. She has a PhD in microbiology. I mean, and so I wonder sometimes about that. I mean, I wonder if she wants with all of her head, or with all of her, she wants to believe that the Earth is 6,000 years old, but as a biologist, she can see evolution in the works. So I mean, that's got to cause cognitive dissonance with her.
Yeah.
So I don't relate much to that, because when I learned, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Christian. I'm like, yeah, but
it's still a Christian. I mean, and the big
it's a branch.
Yeah, but I learned about evolution in school, and I had a few stumbling blocks. Like I had to go and ask a bit from religious heads and stuff, and there were differing views, but there were some that gave me views that accepted evolution, and so I was like, okay, that makes sense. You can do one and both. It's all good. Like, and so I just always had that acceptance of, because it was like science had a precedent in my mind, and I know that's it's not something all Jehovah's Witnesses even have. Like, there's a lot that are completely the other way around. So
right.
Hearing that people have that issue, because it was like, for me, it was just something that when I learned about evolution, it was so easy just to adapt that with my religion.
All right, I got a question for you. What do you guys think the worst argument for the flat Earth is, or that they use?
We're on a giant turtle.
For me, For me, it's that Australia doesn't exist. I mean, that's just obvious.
Right.
I can
Hey,
about 3
mediocrity
mates in here.
today. Welcome.
You know, the
Yeah.
biggest thing with flat earthers with me is that I think they really don't understand the idea of math. Like,
Well, there's
if you,
math, there's geography, there's so many
no
things.
math. Like,
Oh, mass.
if you were an ant on a giant beach ball, no
Is that
matter
like mass and gravity? Hey?
yeah, no matter what way you looked, it's gonna seem flat to you because you can only see in a circle, you know, around you, and of course that's all gonna seem flat. They don't seem to understand that. I mean, because of our size and the huge Earth, of course it's gonna fucking look flat to you. You know, and
You know what would be interesting? To have a computer program create a hypothetical flat Earth scenario, and for it to, do a split side-by-side analysis of what things are in a flat Earth mind or theory, and what things are in reality, side by side with a split screen. And is it constantly like? Sorry.
I thought we had that. It was called Minecraft.
Fair cool. But I mean, yes. No, I mean, more like an educational thing that you can have runs, I don't know, I don't know. But yeah, you can do it. I know it's easily done, but it'd be great to see.
I mean, for one, our ozone wouldn't last as long.
Right.
Oh, there are so many factors that are not accounted for at all.
I mean, it would be easier to the rift in the ozone would be into a giant like a blanket size like tear. So there'd probably be spots in the on the Earth where it would not be any way, shape, or form hospitable.
Right.
Like,
can I ask a question? Do you guys know who Numbskull is? Obviously, because they're modded.
Yeah,
they just fucking around.
I actually I listen to his channel a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
That's
Numbskull.
cool. I just wanted to make sure because I wasn't sure if they were fucking around or being serious, and I was like, should I respond to that?
Right. Yeah, Numbskull's a good dude. Actually, he has some.
Cool.
Have you ever been on his game show? I mean, I know his game show's at such a weird time, but he does have some. He does have good guests on there, and he has very thought provoking questions.
Oh yes,
Nice.
I very much. I was on there and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was on there a couple times with him, and one was I can't remember what the question was, but it was an amazing question. I wish I could remember what it was.
I know the feeling though.
I had one where it seemed like he was having a few screwballs whenever he made the question. We both kind of looked at it like a Zen riddle.
Yeah,
I will subscribe and I will have to come and view.
Yeah, I really enjoy Numbskull's content. I think he puts very thought provoking questions out.
Yeah.
So, are there any? Have any of you guys found any new atheist channels that you really like you think that are severely undersubbed?
Yes, absolutely. Hey, and by the way, Hans is here. Hey, Hans.
Hey, Hans. What's up, buddy?
The Great Anti-Theist. If you
I like
heard
Hans.
of them, it is because they are very new. The Great Anti-Theist is a fantastic channel, though. They're going to do a lot of history. They specialize in history, and they are they're going to be fantastic. They've only done like one video in their intro video, but they've got a lot in the works.
You want to know who?
Yeah,
You
you're
want to know who I think is gonna be a great channel? Is have you seen Strawman Atheist yet? He's only got one
Yes.
video out, but I think he's gonna be fucking amazing. From that one video, I see good things coming from him.
And I'm with you there as well. I saw him a day or so ago. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think he's definitely gonna be a good stream, a good he's gonna make good content. Like I said, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central, or today I should say at 6 p.m. Central, I got Brain from the Geek Room on, and then Don Michaud, another freaking atheist, is doing Theo Macy's interviewing him, and for some reason he asked me if I wanted to co-host. That's weird for Don because usually he does it all by himself, but I told him, yeah, I'd be more than happy. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to.
He does do co-hosting every now and then.
It's always
Like
good to shake hands.
What were you saying about Rev Junior Hans? I know Rev quite well, and I like the guy, but I can only take him in small doses.
Don't think I'm familiar.
Oh, he's just one of them guys that likes to start fights with fucking everybody. I mean, he's
not my sort,
he's,
really.
Yeah, he's one of the people that just likes to shit stir, and I don't really.
I like a good intellectual debate. I am not in for anyone's shit stirring.
Yeah, I'm not either. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I think whoever stirs the shit should actually have to lick the spoon.
Indeed. Yeah. I say that all the time. You want to stir shit? Lick the spoon. You sure you don't want to come on, Numb? I know it's early, but come on, man. You can come on here for a little bit.
Who knows? He seems, he's kind of a busy guy.
Yeah, he's got the kids and all that, but it's summertime now. I'm sure he could find time.
Yeah.
Oh, I got Kyle Curtis coming up, and I'm looking forward to that interview. I've been trying to get Kyle on forever. I'm really looking forward to that one. I like Kyle a lot. He seems like a really good dude. Did you guys have a chance to see the interview I did with Mr. Atheist? Or have you guys seen Mr. Atheist yet?
Not yet.
He's an ex-Mormon, and he's just a very, very likable guy.
Oh, the Mormon stream. Yeah, I actually did listen to that one.
Yeah, he's a really good dude. I enjoy his content, and he's funny. And his mimicry is fucking wonderful. Like his Stewie, and it's pretty cool. He's got a lot to. I like Jimmy. He's a good dude.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool.
So who are some Christian channels you guys, or Jehovah's Witness or Mormon? I'm just saying Christian is the umbrella. Who are some of the people that you tend to watch a lot and want to debunk?
Oh, that's a list.
I said same with me, but I mean, like, just off the top of your head.
For me, I tend to. Sorry, there is not really. God damn! Sorry, it's just my throat. I'm a bit sick still. There's not a whole lot of active JW YouTubers. There are a lot of ex-JW YouTubers. So generally, we will focus on the content that the Watchtower organization releases, because there are they're a publication company. That's really what they do, and they just have their religion to push their publications. So we focus on that for the most part, that their doctrine and stuff. When you're talking other Christians and stuff, I really have only focused so far on Guyman. Which is why that pissed me off so much when his channel got shut down. Because I'm like, no. I was thinking of doing a G-Man one, but everyone's done G-Man, and I'm like, yeah, you know. I know everyone's done Guyman too, but at least Guyman's still a young kid that's pliable.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that kind of sucks. As soon as one of them pops up, it's like there's like over like 100 people that just boom, and it's like, how do I make my content different from that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what joke can I say that'll, you know, and makes it kind of
my
hard.
video over theirs, basically. Like, not over theirs and being better, but actually get the attention as well, you know.
Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly.
Scusi, wow.
I mean, that's why I just kind of just game and talk about shit that's off the top of our head.
I used to do videos like that, but yeah, they didn't work out so well. I don't think I even breached. I think I breached 50. I got to like 60 something, and it just stagnated for a year or something.
I mean, I'm on a steady rise, so it's kind of working for me.
Well, I'm not unhappy with my growth. Let's put it this way: the first year I had my channel, I just did bullshit streams, and I got maybe like 60 subscribers. But within the last month or so, since I started interviewing atheists and doing more serious stuff, I've grown like 110, and within the last, I think I'm up to 170 within the last 2 months, and that was from like less like 60. So it makes a huge difference on what your content is. I mean, I was afraid to make videos at first because I didn't think, that people would want to hear what I had to say. But I mean, my streams do well, and my biggest problem was finding a editing program that I could use because I'm 40, so I'm not real computer literate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they didn't have fucking computers in high school when I was there. I mean, they had a computer lab, but I mean, it wasn't,
Wouldn't be what we know today.
Yeah. Sure. So, but I found a program called Shotcut. And it's really user friendly, and I think that I'll be able to do my videos now. So.
Can I just interject? There's some buzzing coming through, and I'm wondering if somebody has their connection not quite in properly, because it stops every now and then.
Yeah, I hear it come on every now and then too.
Oh,
it has stopped now. It's all right if it's you. It's okay. It happens. So I just wanted to, I figured we'd nip it in the bud. Oh, there it's back. If it's unfixable, it's okay, but I just thought I'd try.
All right. Is it better now? Test 1 2.
Yeah, it stops for a bit and then comes back once you sort of.
Yeah.
Process you're doing.
We can just do the 1 second.
It's an unusual buzz because normally I'll get that sometimes when my connection isn't quite properly in, but I'm guessing you're obviously pulling it out, putting it back in, swapping out, So.
Well, I mean, it's my headset.
That happens.
Shit happens, yeah. Exactly.
Not all of us are rich enough to have a great setup. Do you guys know a friend of mine, the Mad Libertarian, sending me a tabletop mic, but I'm also sending him I told him he could have the book for free, but I got to figure out a way to mail it to him. It's a 2-foot tall book that's 18 inches wide and probably weighs like 10 pounds. So
2 feet.
Yeah, it's It's a complete book of all the Civil War battles and the maps. And he's a huge Civil War buff.
Wow, that is awesome.
He's you've heard of coffee table books. This book is so big it could actually be a fucking coffee table.
Damn.
It's huge.
So it's a literal coffee table book.
Yeah, pretty much.
Put a coffee table book on the coffee table book. That's a book.
Yeah.
I have to say,
It's just getting really meta.
I am envious in a good way of how quickly your channel's grown. But another person I have to talk about is Don Michaud. His channel has grown so much, and he does so much for the atheist community.
Actually, just talking to him last night about it too.
Don is fucking awesome, dude. And if you're not a member of Don's, if you're not a member of Don's website, and if you would like to, if you're a atheist content creator, and you'd like to be on the list of content creators, let me know, and I'll tell Don, and he will add you and your channel link so people can find you. So if anybody ever wants to be added, he has no problem adding. And he also has a really cool thing. He has a map, or not a map, sorry. He has a calendar for all the atheist YouTube creators, so that like we can
we're doing streams,
put it on the map, our streams, and that way there's no overlap, and we're not cutting into someone else's time and all that stuff.
Or even at least when we do cut into each other's time, we know who we can be eating against.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Was grabbing a drink, like I said.
I fell asleep last night, or not last night, the night before, and I wish I would have caught the Goddess Iowan stream you guys were all on. That would have been really cool. Johnny Drive-By is a fucking awesome dude. GI is an awesome dude. I think that would have been a really cool stream to be on. You know, I've had some issues lately with a good friend of mine, Stags. For some reason, he is having beef with Goddess Cranium and Anti-Ordinary, and he pretty much said that if I'm going to be friends with them, then he don't want to be friends with me. And I was like, that's very childish,
dude.
And I'm not going to get in the middle of that.
Yeah, I was literally going to say, if this is something we're going to talk about, I might have to go, because I don't want to get into that either.
No,
school.
That's what that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
That's all I was leaving it at is I thought it was childish, and I'm not going to get into it.
That's cool. I just wanted to clarify, because good stuff.
Yeah, no shit talking. I just wanted to say I just thought that was kind of shitty of him to try to make me choose. I didn't enjoy that. I guess you could say.
Okay. I reckon the best thing to do is not do this on a public event, and actually just if that is something that you didn't appreciate, I hope at least that you said that to him personally.
I did. I did.
Yeah. Then that's cool. That's cool. But
I did indeed.
Then let it be.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Good stuff.
I don't like to be told what to do. That's all I was getting at.
Yeah. No, I don't want to come across as if I am doing that either. It's like I'm just like, if that's where it's going, I'll have to go. That's all.
Nope. No more said about it, buddy. No more said about it.
Good stuff.
I'm not a shit talker. If I have something to say to someone, I say it to their face. I've always been that way. Always been that way. So, who are some of the flat earthers that you guys think are the silliest flat earthers you can think of?
Who was that guy we talked to that didn't believe in math and formulas?
Oh God, what was his name? Was that the commie guy?
I don't remember. It was a good night though.
It was a good night.
He didn't believe in math.
Yeah, he said math wasn't science.
Math and formulas were not science. They had nothing to do with science.
What?
Yeah. Mine are probably the three biggest silly ones I can think of off the top of my head. Jeranism is definitely number one.
Yeah, they're high up there.
That Delano guy, the one that I almost think he's a Poe, like, because he's like, water ain't gonna stick to no ball. Suck my nuts. I'm like, that's
Suck
not,
my nuts. That's right. That's him.
not a very good argument exactly, but
Yes, in the immortal words of Socrates.
yeah.
Suck my balls. You know, such philosophy.
So who's this? Not Ja? Am I saying that right?
You are saying that roughly correctly. It doesn't matter. Not Ja witness. I say it with an Aussie accent. You say it with whatever you got.
Yeah, it's not Jehovah's Witness.
When I started earlier. No,
I apologize. I didn't hear.
I started listening, Mole was like, well, what's the silliest flat earth thing you've ever heard? I was like, well, the earth is flat, the moon is concave, and everything else is a preconceived spherical projection.
Yep. Yeah, and I wasn't
that
sure
was
how to
the craziest thing I could think of.
Well, that's good, because we do that
simulation.
sort of thing on other channels, and it was just like, because I didn't recognize, because I hadn't met you yet. I was still like, ooh, how do I respond? Do I laugh, or do I sort of go, you're an idiot?
You can do a little of both. It's okay.
I'll keep that in mind. Good stuff.
I like to question things. So how do you get to the idea that the earth is flat? How do you get to the idea that formulas don't work? How do you get to this stuff?
That's where I always come back to, like, how do they even come up with these ideas? I mean, like, there's experiments fifth graders can do to prove the earth is round. Literally. I mean, a fifth grader can prove it. So, I mean, I don't know if it's like they want to be nonconformist, but by being nonconformist, they're conforming to the rest of their little society. So I don't know. It's almost like they do it just because they want to be different. Does that make sense?
We don't like your idea. We rebel.
I don't want to wear a dress, but, I can speak some crazy claims. I'll go with the flat earthers this time.
Yeah, but even the simplest of things, like when you look up in the sky, the moon is round, the sun is round, Mars is round, Saturn, Venus. Why would the Earth be any different?
Did you see that? There's a tweeter to, who was it? Atheist Republic. They put out a thing like that. Was it Elon Musk or some fucking bullshit? I don't know. And basically, the Flat Earth Society. Oh, it was Elon Musk asking, "Why is there no Flat Mars Society?" And the Flat Earth Society responds, because Mars is observable, or Mars we can observe, and it has been observed to be round. Like,
right?
You fucking idiots! Like, oh my god.
What? So they're like, oh, that one's round, so that won't have anything on it.
Yeah, the moon. No, we can see it's round. That's round. It's a ball. It's all good.
A hologram.
Our Earth is a fucking flat Earth.
How can you fuck up gravity? How can you fuck up gravity?
Well, they don't even believe gravity's real.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Well, I can sort of see how a limited mind could compare and nullify gravity versus centrifugal force. Because what they're trying to do is say that gravity is centrifugal force holding us down or something like that. But how is that possible? Because if you spin a ball, everything's going to leave the outside of a ball. But if you spin a bucket around a center point, everything stays in the bucket. How do those two forces balance out against each other?
Right. And they say, well, they don't believe in gravity, first of all. They think it's all density.
Well, how can you believe in gravity when you can prove centrifugal force?
Ah.
Good.
Ah.
Since when does no, I just you can't.
Oh man, I tell you, sometimes I can go down that rabbit hole with you, but only so far. When you stop believing in math and formulas, I'm flipping shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jesus in the temple, I'm flipping tables, baby.
Like now, we don't know if I drop like a bottle, we don't know if it's gonna actually hit the ground or go to the ceiling without mathematics.
Oh, there's some dumb people out there.
It's not
I gotta
even.
go get food.
It's not even
Be
dumb.
back soon.
There's just people just make my brain hurt sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Yeah. So, supposedly, though, okay, the flat Earth model says that or what they say, Antarctica is the ice wall surrounding the Earth. The North Pole is the center. Do they not realize that if that were the case, that the gravity would be so weak at the edges, and it would fucking pretty much force us all to the center of the Earth? It just doesn't make sense.
How can it be the center of the Earth, but at the same time the ice wall around the Earth?
Right, and and why has no one ever seen this ice wall? Are there like penguins riding killer polar bears protecting it? I'm not exactly. I'm not
We're
exactly.
a donut. There must be a hole in the middle too.
That's it. There's a donut.
There's a wall on the North Pole, and then a big void, and then a wall all the way around the South Pole / ring, and that's what keeps us on our donut. That's how it is. We're more diverse than the other planets. We are now a donut, not a circle, not a square, not a flat plane. We are a donut.
Who doesn't love donuts, man? Donuts are delicious.
I can't even follow my own logic there. I couldn't even come up with it fast enough.
Donuts are delicious.
Donuts are love. Donuts are life.
Right?
All hail the mighty donut. We now worship a giant planet-sized sentient donut that we live on in our minds.
We have to rewrite the history books.
Oh, the Ken Hovind. If you listen to him, all the history books are a lie anyway. So, you know.
Is he still making videos?
Who?
Ken Hovind?
Oh yeah,
I
he's
thought he was ran off the internet.
now quite regularly. He has a channel. And he like pretty much is the like first 20 minutes of the video is him just pandering and panhandling for money.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the video, he usually is trying to say textbooks are wrong and yada yada yada. Dinosaurs lived the same time as humans, and he's a okay. I got a question for you guys. Who do you think is more dangerous, Ken Hovind or Ken Ham?
Oh, not this question again.
Doesn't Ken Ham more money? And the institute that lies to people saying dinosaur and cows lived at the same time, and they were all on a boat together. And yeah, I think Ken Ham is a little more dangerous.
Yeah, I do too. I think he has more power.
Actually, I think he kind of defeated himself in the fact that he decided to make the Ark Museum. That was a colossal failure.
Was it a failure?
Pretty
Here's the
much.
problem. If people at all believe it and there is something there for them to look at, it will allow people on the edge of or not sure to go, wow, this being here makes it believable.
Yeah, but they did that about the Bible.
Well, yeah, the Bible makes it
They didn't
believable.
need
It's
the
there.
ark.
People believe it.
Yeah, but they didn't need
Yeah.
the ark being there to do that. That's just a failure in Ken
Well,
Ham's
now the ark allows for people to believe that dinosaurs lived at the same time as humans. And they
But
were on a
were
boat
able
together.
to believe that.
Yeah, but now
They were
they'll be
already
like,
able
look,
to.
there's
It's just
proof.
now they can. Yeah, now they can just visualize it. That's absolutely true. But I don't know. I think they're pretty similar, both of them anyway.
Oh yeah.
In the level of, bullshittery. I
All right,
I
let's
have
look at
less
this.
regard for Ken Ham because he's meant to have apparently once been Australian. He's American now, but
Let's try to think of this in a stupid way. Have you ever seen The Postman?
yeah, like the actual postie, in real life.
Yeah,
not
the
like
movie,
the
the 3 hour movie, The Postman, where at the beginning
No.
the guy's like, my name's Ford Lincoln Mercury. And
No.
a behind premise of the movie is everything people come across that they don't understand, they build a story to explain for.
Okay. That makes
So
sense.
if somebody
yeah.
came across that arc and even wasn't familiar with the Bible or anything, they just went with somebody or saw it or heard about it, they might start believing it enough just because of its existence. So yeah, the book gives somebody something to
Very cool.
believe, but the arc gives you something
Very cool.
that's more
That's the next-
tangible.
Yep.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I cannot
Right.
disagree with that.
That I think is
Until-
more dangerous.
Until you Google it and you find out that it actually had a flood inside of it, and
Oh, I remember. I heard about that.
it's also kind of they had to use like how many people to make it, and how
Oh,
much
yeah,
money was
the
put into it.
construction was- yeah.
Like I
It wasn't like
honestly.
6 people, though.
Like, I mean, the other guy, he used his own money, and yeah, he went to jail because of taxes, but like he
Well, that's
you know.
that's what a good Christian would do, not repay Caesar's things upon Caesar or whatever that fucking line is. I'm
Yeah.
a good Christian.
But I just scratch my head at how there's these colossal like fails that happen, and they're like, we still going with it. And it's like, well, all right.
Happily ignoring it. Yeah.
It's like you're a spider that's going around and around in a toilet bowl. You can
That's what
just
I
cheer
learned.
them on. That's
Well,
all
I
you
think
can do.
I think at
A
this
lot of
point,
prophetic
most
rules.
humans on Earth believe the humans that lived before us were 10, 50, 100 times stronger than we are. And faster
Well,
and more
religious
powerful.
types would believe that because we were closer to perfection. But I haven't heard that from otherwise.
Well, think about that. Anytime we look into history and we look at something, it's like, well, we built that. How'd we build that? You explain to me how 50 men can lift a stone that big. Because it takes us machines now.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
There was giants lived on the earth then, don't you know?
How could a family of 5 build an ark, 100 and something meters long in, what was it, a couple of years?
Right.
With no help?
And not to mention that they only had Stone Age tools and at that time there was no real boat building skill. I mean, especially a boat that size. I mean,
Oh, when you go with the ark, yeah, it's a whole different
I mean
can of worms.
the ark would have never held up in if there was a global flood. First of all, the ark would have never made it through it.
Yeah.
It would. I mean, it just wouldn't have worked.
I don't think there's a boat we have now, other than maybe a submarine, that would make it through a catastrophic global storm. Because think about it this way: look at like Mercury. The gases on the planet swirl so fast in some areas that our satellites can't land. We can't design things strong enough to withstand the impact of some of what the planet could do if the surface was smoothed out by water.
You know what you're forgetting is this was with God's help. God made it all happen.
Overseeing.
He held the boat together in the roughest seas, you know.
Right.
He's pretty much like Mr. Fantastic, you know. He just wrapped himself around the bottom, and it was completely seal-proof. Yeah.
There was no issue inside. Yeah, not a bit of water leaked in.
And now, are any of you mysticists?
No, I don't go to Milwaukee.
No, I mean, are you a mysticist, and do you believe that Jesus was just a myth and not a real person?
I believe he was a person. I don't believe he was a god.
Well,
Okay.
Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah, I'm still kind of up in the air about. I mean, there might have been I'm sure there was a person named Jesus, but as far as him being the Messiah, I have doubts about that. Obviously, I mean, I don't. I mean, it's kind of odd that no one has seen a miracle in since the Age of Enlightenment. So that tends to make me think that they were just like first century versions of Chris Angel, maybe. You know, like when Moses turned the staff into a snake and all that jazz. You know,
or just simple stories, but yeah, exactly.
You know, I mean, it was just sleight of hand and tricks. You know, they were illusions. That's what they were. You know. I mean, unless anybody else has a better explanation for it, but
I'm still wondering about a lot of there's a large amount of these people that rose whenever Christ rose. I'm wondering about the documentation on that, because clearly somebody would have fucking told somebody.
Right, and there's no outside sources besides the Bible to confirm anything in the Bible. Like, I mean, there's the Tacitus and Josephus, but if Jesus were the Messiah, there would have been a lot more written about him in secular writing, and there's nothing at all. And the little bit there is, they know to be forgery. So that just tells me that, you know, it's people trying to build it up. And people are like, well, if Christianity ain't true, then how come it grew so fast? Well, look at Mormonism. Look at fucking Islam. Look at the Seventh-day Adventists. Look at any religion. How did they grow? I mean, it's the same story.
Well, I can tell you, it's a new word on my board. It's the way every religion grows. They create a conception where they're rewarding people for following the dictation, the morality code of that religion. If you do this, if you live this kind of life, then in the end, you're going to end up in a paradise with all of these virgins. You're going to end up in a place where you're only going to be happy and there's going to be no sadness. You're going to end up in this better spot than you are now. So if you be good and behave and do what you're supposed to, you're going to be in a better spot. But if you misbehave and do other bad things, you're going to end up burning forever.
Now, this is the misconception: is that not all religion is based on fear.
No,
not all religion has that fear.
No, they either try to build up that if you do well, you're going to achieve something, or
that is the commonality. that is something you can say about all religions, whether there's a God in the religion or not.
Right. They all have a promise. They all have a promise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And have you ever noticed that all the
It sounds
promises
to be
of
true,
religion, that all the religions promise, I mean, they promise great things, but none of these things will ever happen on Earth. You have to die first.
Yep, but they don't want to die. Aside from the Muslims, they got that shit down. But
Did you know? I've heard that
That isn't completely true.
I've heard there is now Buddhist extremists. I don't see how that would work.
we'd better pray that doesn't happen, because they haven't been violent for a few thousand years, and
There has been Buddhist extremists doing horribly violent action for a good couple decades now.
no, I'm meaning the phase, the
thought you
belief
meant the Buddhist
system of
side.
the yeah, and in Buddhism, there's a certain phase between that they're not peaceful anymore,
Right.
and yeah, they were quite merciless whenever that phase happened.
That's not an exception, obviously, though.
Well, I mean, no, it's not. But
No.
I just wanted to
I'm
make sure
saying,
that's-
like, as a whole, if all the monasteries had decided to unite, then we kind of have a bit of a problem.
Oh yeah. If religion could get over their petty differences like doctrine and all that, and they actually joined together, we'd be doomed. We would be doomed. But the chances of that happen are slim to none, because they can't get over the doctrinal issues, like I think that Christians say they're persecuted by atheists, but I would say Christians are more persecuted by other Christians than they are anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Like we don't really care until you start saying something that doesn't make sense to us, and then we're like, why do you think that way? And we just kind of pick at it. It's nothing personal. It's just, we're trying to learn.
Funnily enough, as a JW, you do the opposite thing. You pick at people with the intent to obviously convert them, but to tear down what they believe. Because you sort of do half of what an atheist would do, which would give them truth after you tear their beliefs down. But instead of giving the truth, we give them the truth, in quotation marks.
Right.
And yeah, it's when I first became what's known as an unbaptized publisher, which is when you are not baptized, but you start having to do certain quotas for each month of how many doors you knock on and how many people you give magazines to and stuff. They told me that what we are is technically con artists, because we convince people. We learn the art of convincing people, and that always triggered in my mind, going, really, you actually said that though. You actually said we are con artists.
Yeah. Just fake it. Just fake it.
Well, it obviously there's a lot more to it than that, but yeah.
Compare that to religions, though, that don't ask but require fellowship.
Right. Well, that's most religions too, though.
Well, Christianity, or the build up around it, has been more of, we spread it to help others. It's kind of forced, but forced in a loving way, whereas some religions are, you follow us or we kill you.
Yeah,
exactly. There are places in time, obviously, where that was the case, but at least that's not now the case. So it's still not really a fair comparison.
All right. Now, I know all of us don't know everything about every religion, but if you had to pick one religion right now, what would you say is the most bizarre religion there is?
Scientology.
I
was
agree.
thinking Scientology, but there's depends what metric. They're a pretty fucked up religion, but you know, there are some weird
Or
religions.
well, there's a lot of different religions now that I think
I mean,
about
it
it.
depends how you're thinking. Yeah, like it depends what because scientism, fuck. Now I can't even think of it.
Scientology.
Scientology. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's like got its fucked upness, but it's also a very big name thing, and it's not really a very populous. But there's not actually a huge amount of people that subscribe to it. It just has a lot of big names and attention. Whereas there are others that are less known, and they're just a lot fucking weirder.
Well, there's one in Arkansas that's not really talked about called Elohim City, and it's more of like a secret society type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they pretty much, the FBI look at them and they're like, you know what, not gonna fuck with that. Like,
Jesus.
and so yeah, they're very occultish, and they kind of go under the guise of Christendom, but they don't go with Christianity, yet they somehow believe in angels, and it's very, very it's complicated and very confusing.
As is most
There are a
religions.
few like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you guys think the most hateful religion is?
Like instinctively, I think of Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah, I was gonna say Independent Baptists is probably number one. Like like Stevie Anderson, the Westboro Baptists, they're all Independent Baptists.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all about the fire and brimstone and
Repent. The end is nigh.
yeah. Save yourself.
My name's Father McFeely. Let me put my hands on you.
Now, have any of you guys ever had anything to do with Pentecostals?
Oh,
Aside from
snake
knowing the
handlers.
storm,
No, not
I
necessarily
know the guy.
just snake handlers, but the speaking in tongues, the laying of hands,
Yeah,
and all that.
Yeah, I actually have some of my family members.
Yeah. When I first started dating my girlfriend, she's a Pentecostal, her dad's a pastor, and when you first start dating someone, you do things you normally wouldn't do, right? I went with her a couple times, and all these people are fucking just jibber jabbering and laying their hands on you, people crying, rolling around on the floor and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? They talk about being possessed. I'm like, that if anybody's possessed, you motherfuckers are.
Yeah.
That's some weird stuff.
Now what you need to do, shakapapa butaku. And like they just do all this like weird shit, and then you're like, well, what'd you say? Oh, that was a divine language that was only discussed by me and God, and nobody else can translate it. And it's like, okay, all right, Salem witch trials all over again, huh? Like, just have a bunch of people around you that you've already told them ahead of time what you're wanting to say, and then they generally will. I don't know. I believe that most religion is the greatest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I can't remember.
Are you both? Because I know Unholy Mole. I know you are, but are you both familiar with the Godless Iowan?
No, I'd hate to say this, but I'm dabble in everything, center and nothing. I just I hop on and listen to everything and try to illuminate more questions in my mind.
Same.
Okay.
So I don't know a whole lot about anything. I know a little bit about everything. But feel free, I'm listening.
Yeah, it was just if you're interested in seeing a bit behind what because he was a former pastor, a preacher guy for the Pentecostals, and he does some really cool videos talking specifically about speaking in tongues and how and his experiences doing it and interpreting it for his congregation. And if that was something interesting, I was just gonna give him a shout out, and that's all. But,
Yeah.
God
Oh
is
yeah,
Iowa and-
Travis was awesome. If you're not subscribed to him, he's what is he away from 1,000? Notcha.
Oh, he'd be like not 10 away by now, I reckon. I'll just give him a quick look up.
Yeah, he definitely deserves. He's a good dude. And if anybody deserves it,
Is
he does.
18.
He's a good dude.
Oh,
And
no,
if you
wait,
have,
118.
and if you haven't heard of Cirrus, he's
Cirrus.
another one you really should check out.
A link in the chat. I can find the chat. Where's the chat? There's the chat.
Which chat?
The YouTube chat.
Oh, okay.
That would be. Yeah.
There we go.
That way
Well,
everyone can link
The
in.
side chat, you mean?
Yeah, well, I call YouTube chat Hangouts chat. So,
That works.
mediocrity's off. Have a good one.
Take it easy, mediocrity.
Oh, I didn't say what that said. The second link is Cirrus.
So, okay, Notch, obviously, you grew up a Jehovah's Witness. Numbskull, were you raised religious at all?
My grandmother was very religious, but she wasn't a go-to church religious. She was I will worship in my own way, however she wanted. I did go to church for a few years. I think looking back, it was more of a I'll check this out, but then I met a girl kind of thing, and haven't been since.
Right.
You know, it's one of those things. You hit those teenage years between like 12 and 17, and you're kind of looking at what's out there that interests you. And church was like, okay, I'll take a look. I'll try it out. It was entertaining. It was intriguing. And then I met a girl, and that was more fun. And then all of it just kind of died off, and I said, fuck it. I kind of knew all along it wasn't quite right. I think the only thing that kept me there was the girl. But hey.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
There you are, Jensen. You guys know Jensen?
I'm
Hello.
unfamiliar.
Oh, Jensen's my limey buddy. He's a good dude.
Cool. Hello.
Meet you all.
And what about you?
Vash?
Yeah, Vash. I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Yeah,
What about
it's
you,
okay.
Vash? Were you raised religious at all?
Yeah, my grandfather was kind of into Catholicism, but he wouldn't like push it, but he would like heavily imply. And then there's my grandmother who was more into Pentecostal, so that was kind of a strange mix.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very
Penny
strange mix.
Coxel.
And
Did you actually say Penny Coxel?
Costal.
Or is it, did I? Yeah, I know. I just maybe I thought I heard that, and I straight away thought of GI. I'm gonna have to call him a Penny Costal. Yeah. So I'm going with it.
And that it was very strange. One of the things that I always found weird was the fact that everybody would sing in unison at the same time. To me, that was more creepy than anything because I wouldn't be singing or anything. I'd just be watching everybody else. And if you really look at it from an outside perspective, it's ritualistic and just kind of just a bit out there. I mean, at least in my opinion. Like, nobody goes to a rock concert or anything and, like, tries to sing in unison. I mean, like, not like all of the songs.
Not in that way. Yeah, I definitely. It's weird, too.
Yeah.
We did a lot of that sort of thing, and it just feels so weird. Quite good at singing, though.
Well, yeah, but
I tend not to sing.
Just to throw a random idea out there, has it ever been considered by you guys that in some ways all religions are real because humanity created them? Have you actually ever discussed that as a possibility?
The religions are real, of course.
Okay, good.
It would be what their claims in the religions that we'd say that aren't real for the most part.
and where they hold in reality.
Very true.
Yeah.
Because after all gods, at the end of the day, as much as religion likes to claim God created man, man created God.
Man created God.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Which means technically all religions are accurate up to the point of the belief in said religion. Now, I'm not saying that all religions have power, and please note the air quotes there, but all religions are real as long as you believe in them, which means humanity's faith is the primary focus. Now, if we could control the faith, which is at the end of the day what all religions are, can you imagine the possibilities we could actually get for humanity?
It would be good if we could harness that faith in a manner of having faith in our future as opposed to faith in stories of the past. That's because then I see humanity sort of progressing just progressing, basically.
Yeah, I kind of
better,
think
like,
I posed this question a few months ago that what if religions were derived out of what we learned as not necessarily proper moral behavior, but just proper behavior to keep people alive. The one I posed, which can be easily picked apart, but sodomy laws and diseases could have caused people to say this is wrong because it causes people to die, and that could have slowly formed into a group of beliefs that this is what you need to do to stay alive and live a good life. Those beliefs slowly build into a religion, and that religion passed through, what is it called, telephone for so many years, builds it up to this belief system and structure.
Yeah. And it's like you can say that about, the different clean foods that were eatable and not. If they weren't prepared properly, they're not going to be edible. Or if they haven't, had the proper treatments to them or whatever it might be. So it was a simplified way of, we learnt over, it's like an evolution of society, not an evolution in the typical sense, but of the learning process through trial and error over generations. And they
What do you mean typical
formulate
treatments
stories.
to foods?
Oh, well, I'm thinking of the Bible standard on what is clean and unclean to eat, for example. I couldn't relate that to the same kind of laws on wearing fabrics and, stuff like that.
Oh,
but
you mean like in the Christian religion, you should wear all cotton clothes.
Leviticus, I believe.
Don't mix fibers. Is that what you're talking about? That one?
Yeah.
20-something.
And you shouldn't mark your skin, so no tattoos, no scarring.
Well, I'm screwed.
Yeah, I know.
Damn it. Oh well, I didn't think I was gonna make it to heaven anyway.
That's overrated. Who wants to go to heaven? Hell's where the party's at.
Right.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
Mark
straight up
Twain.
fucked. I don't know how many times I've been scarred accidentally and or otherwise because of all my damn tattoos.
Right.
Mark
I
Twain
just have
stated.
scars from life or death things, but yeah.
Mark Twain stated, "Heaven for the climate, hell for the company." I would rather have the company.
I'll company all the way.
Yeah, have
I
like,
don't mind a warm climate. I'm from Australia.
and I could walk up and like punch Richard Simmons.
Himself is afraid I'm going to take over. You know, we'll use that.
Don't be afraid.
Quinn, you submit to me. You won't be taking over anything.
Oh snap!
I'll bring it to you on a silver platter, my
Excuse
lady.
me.
Yes, you will.
Sure. How do I say your name? Is it Sharati?
Sharati, since most people
Yay.
can't say it, just call me Shar.
I like Sharati. I'd probably say it with a bit of an accent, but
That's fine. A
Sharati.
lot of Brits do, a lot of Australians do.
for a second I thought you were calling me Brit, so
No, honey, I talk to more than just Brits.
Last I heard, the Aussies kind of got kicked out of Britain.
Yeah, no,
Hey guys, real quick, I appreciate the invite. My kids are up and moving, and I'd hate to cause a disturbance, so I'm gonna bounce out of here. Thanks for
No
having
problem.
me.
Take it easy,
Awesome.
numbskull.
Awesome talking with you, man.
Have a good morning.
Get your kids ready, man. I know how daddyhood is.
Yep. Later, guys. Thanks.
Okay, Joe.
So, do you have a channel, Sharati?
Technically, yes, but no, I don't put any videos up on it.
You don't put any video, or do you plan on it?
Probably not.
Oh, I'm sure you'd make lovely videos.
Probably, but I'm also a homeschooling mother who stays at home all the time.
Oh, so that is, I get it. I get it. That's busy work. That's a lot of work. People underestimate how busy or how busy and housewives / mothers / homeschooling is. I think they don't look at it as a job, but it's one of the hardest jobs I've ever seen.
You take
Right
5
now, my
seconds.
kids are on vacation with their grandparents, so I have
So you get a
time
little
to-
break. That's
Yeah.
nice. That's nice.
Take 5 seconds, try and smoke a cigarette, and they're off into like 3 different things.
Oh yeah, they are.
Right. Well, welcome to my channel, Sharati. I don't know if I've ever met you before, but welcome.
Nah, Jensen's the one who invited me here.
Okay, cool. Jensen's a good dude.
He's my
Yeah,
slave.
I do a lot of atheist interviews on my channel. I do a little. I'm working on some history of like I'm a recovered drug addict, so I'm doing a history of opiate abuse in America and the history of opiates. But I'm also going to start doing. I'm a huge geek, so I got a.
What kind?
What kind of geek?
Yes.
I'm an all-around geek, but mostly superheroes, fantasy, Doctor Who. I read a lot. That kind of geek.
Full on nerd. Much respect
So
to the
he-
nerd.
Yeah, I'm
he
pretty
and
much
I'll get
full on
along
nerd.
fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna be doing a series on geeky type stuff, nerd type stuff. Right now I got a stream coming up with I don't know if you know who Mr. Atheist is. But it's gonna be me, Mr. Atheist. Who else is gonna be there? There's like 5 or 6 people, and we're gonna do Matt Clark. They call him the Gray Skeptic. He's another one. There's a few more, but we're gonna do Marvel and DC characters and our favorite superhero backstories, and maybe a little crossover. You know, like who would win between like Wolverine and you know, who would win between like Wolverine and the Green Arrow, that kind of stuff.
Wolverine for the win.
Yeah, Wolverine would definitely kick the Green Arrow's ass, I think. But
I don't
Batman,
know. It would depend.
He might have a little bit of difficulty.
Like it would depend
Well, it
on the
depends.
environment,
Yeah.
I think.
It honestly depends on what Green Arrow's arrows are tipped with.
That's true too.
Well, I mean, he has one for every occasion, so.
Yeah. I like the animosity and
And he has the money to get a hold of his, well, kryptonite, so to speak.
Yeah. I like the animosity between Batman and Green Arrow too, or the like rivalry. It's kind of funny. I got a kick out of that. They're like pretty much the same guy, except for one shoots arrows and the other one don't. I mean, they're both billionaires. They're both orphans. They both want revenge. You know, I mean, there's way more similarities than there are differences when it comes to Green Arrow and Batman.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk superheroes, do any of you guys know the Marvel superhero Longshot?
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
You know I do.
Oh, of course. Now, he would be interesting against pretty much any of the other superheroes, barring Black Cat.
Right.
Because after all, how do you beat somebody who is just that lucky?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could always have the Joker where he knows that his fans would always never let him die. I mean, he's so insane that he's super sane. So
Right.
he knows that he's in a comic. It was revealed in one of them where he's like, the person that's interviewing him goes, "Who are you talking to?" And he goes, "My fans." And he goes, "It's just you and me here." And he's looking directly at the person that's reading it, and he goes, "No, there's others," or he says something along those lines,
So he
and
breaks
that's
the
like
fourth
the
wall.
ending of it. Yeah, and it shows in the plot that he's, you know, he pretty much knows that he won't be killed ever.
Plot armor.
Right.
So he's like Deadpool in that sense, where he breaks the fourth wall in comics.
Gotcha. Was it you that was saying you're having trouble with getting Godless Engineer on?
Oh, not really having trouble. I was having a joke. That's all.
Oh, okay. Because I just asked him if he would be interested in letting me interview him again, and he said sure he'd love to do another one. So
Yeah. I know.
I'm sure he'll come on.
Yeah. No, I know he will. I have.
He's a good dude.
I like just paying people out a bit, having a laugh.
Yeah. Okay. So you're a lot like me in that aspect, man. I'm more of a joke. I'm more of a jokester than anything. Like, and a lot of people don't understand my sense of humor, so they like sometimes. I mean, sometimes I'm a little bit more dickish than I intend to be, and I say it in a passive aggressive way. So I hopefully they get it's a joke, but a lot of times they don't.
It's a lot like that with just in general with Australians, for example. Like if we are not buddy, and you know, I won't start, you know, calling you shit or anything like that. So if we're not buddy, and I call you a cunt, I mean you're a cunt in a bad way. If we become buddy though, all of a sudden what you're going to find is I'm going to start calling you a fuckhead and you're a cunt and a cunt and all this sort of stuff. And that's a good thing. That means you're my mate, you know? Yeah. So a lot of people, like, and especially online, you know, people don't quite understand that. That's just unfortunately what comes out, you know, and it comes out wrong a lot. But
not the
yeah.
Australian way of speaking.
Oh, I was calling an Irishman a cunt yesterday. I love him to pieces, and I love his voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
After all, an insult is basically only an insult if you mean it that way, or if the person in their infinite wisdom decides to take it that way. They're just words.
Yep.
I feel it's all
Yeah.
context.
Yeah, and I think that the information or the technology we have today, we do a lot of typing, so a lot of it's text, and
And he gets confused so easy.
very, very easy to misconstrue a text message. I think it loses a lot I think it loses a lot because I mean, when you type something versus saying something, I mean, when you're
You get
saying
no
something,
emotion.
yeah, exactly,
You
and
know.
it can be misconstrued very easily. You know what I mean?
The best you can do is use the emojis throughout your text, but then you just seem weird. And even I overdo them sometimes.
Yeah, it's pretty much hit exactly what was needed to be said. And I'm like,
Really,
well,
that's just where language is going. So you know.
Hey, when I was asking you guys if all of you were raised religious, I guess that I'm a very, very, very small minority when it comes to. I've been an atheist my whole life. Like, I mean, I've never been raised religious, and I didn't realize how uncommon that really was.
I wasn't raised religious at all.
Yeah, it's very uncommon, believe it or not, to be an atheist your whole life.
Yeah, my sister's husband was raised religious, and I find it hilarious because he has tattoos and doesn't follow his religion at all. And my husband and I take the piss out of him all the time.
Now,
You do realize you're going to hell.
Now, you say he has tattoos and doesn't follow his religion, but does he still try to portray that he's following his religion?
Yes.
Oh, that's even worse. I mean, I could get it, so, being raised something and then kind of drifting away from it, but when you totally disregard everything they say and then still say you're one of them, that's kind of weird, That's, you know what I'm saying?
Heretic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to say it.
That's all right. There's a lot of them.
I wasn't raised religious at all, but I have checked the Latter-day Saints, as they like to be called. I've checked the Catholic religion, the Christian religion, Judaism. I used to own a Quran because there's no way in hell I'm getting into that religion without being stuck there forever.
Right.
Yeah.
I've even went into the realms of Satanism for a time, and
yeah, I went through that phase when I was younger.
Like, then there's the theistic Satanism.
Do you mean Levian Satanism or the theistic Satanism?
I went into the studying of both of them.
Okay.
I actually I was skeptical of everything, but I would just study everything as well. I was kind of trying to find that spiritual me, and I couldn't really find it. So,
right. Go ahead, man.
It was just a matter of me trying to find which religion worked best for me, and it's like at the end of the day, there was none of these made sense. I even tried Buddhism and Taoism, and it's like trying to center yourself.
Mm-hmm.
No.
with the chakras and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit. It kind of blends into Hinduism in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing is if you study enough of the religions, other than the monotheistic religions, which would be Judaism and like Christianity or Catholicism, both of them, and just any of the ones that are monotheistic. If you take those out of it, then it has some regard to like the whole chakra based deal and reincarnation and shit like that.
Right.
Um,
See, I studied like I don't know, a lot of you don't, but I'm a recovered drug addict, so I was searching. I've always been searching my whole life. I tried psychiatry. I studied religion. I tried this and I tried that, and none of it ever worked. And so when Christians tell me that, oh, you don't know, you don't know nothing about a religion, I tend to think I actually probably know more about their religion because I've actually read their holy book, and they only listen to what their pastor tells them.
Yeah.
And pastors take things out of context a lot.
Oh, I love whenever they go up to you and go, "Do you believe in God?" And you go, "No." "Well, do you believe in the devil?" I turned around to one of them. I said, "Oh, do you believe in Harry Potter?" And then he goes, "Hell no." And I go, "Oh, you must believe in Voldemort." And that usually got them kind of pissed off, and they'd walk away.
See, when people come up to me like that, like the Latter-day Saints that come up to your house, or the Jehovah Witnesses,
Mm-hmm.
I will sit there and I will debate with them. Everybody who comes to my house knows that I'm an atheist, and they try to convert me.
Like, I mean, I'm normally, I don't try and pick fights, but there's times like whenever they come and come and poke at me, then I'm just like, yeah, I'm not having it.
I don't pick fights, but I'll debate with them. I'll be like, okay, what do you want to talk about today? And if it's anything worth my time, unless I'm busy and I have shit to do, I will go, okay, well, let me pick apart your argument about this.
Yeah.
The usual return is you just have to have faith.
Oh God, I love hearing that one.
Well, the Jehovah's Witness lady, my daughters love her because she goes on trips to Mexico because she's a naturalized citizen. And when she goes on trips to Mexico, she brings my children back seashells and starfish. So she's like their favorite person in the world.
Well, that's it. I mean, there people can easily forget that they are still just average, usual, awesome people mostly. They could be perfectly intelligent and perfectly normal in every other way. They're just misguided.
Right.
Well, she's a
For the most
sweetheart.
part, this is. Yeah.
And her son mows lawns all around my neighborhood.
There's some of them that I look at that, I mean, they were like, I honestly, I get kind of depressed a little bit with the way that they go about their like it's like they believe, they honestly, truly, genuinely believe in what they believe in, and you're just like, you just look at them and it's like, like, why can't you, why do you need this belief?
Right.
Like, why is it necessary?
Well, my husband is a theist, not he doesn't believe in any particular religion. He just says that there must be something, because what created the first organism, the very first organism?
I believe personally that it was there's two areas that can show that there was a single-celled bacterial organism that it was one thing that could live in extremely hot temperatures, but it was underwater. And there's only two places on Earth that it is, but I just can't remember the exact name for it.
See, and I believe that science backs everything up like that.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
In my opinion.
The separation is where people who have the religious belief will not accept that as evidence of actual life is what they define it, and so they still remain obstinate to those facts.
Right. Kind of like flat earthers deny obvious things.
Oh God, I
Yes.
talked to some
Yeah.
flat earthers, and they said there's no possible way that lava could be flowing over Hawaii because there's no such thing as tectonic plates. Therefore, no lava.
oh
So it's
yeah.
all a ruse. There's no volcano. Or like it's not
Mhm.
exploding or something. Good.
Tell that to the people that have had their houses burned down, or maybe some of the people that may or may have not have been burned alive there.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
pretty
tell
sure
it to
there
those
is.
people.
Oh, that
Most
was-
of them evacuated though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just gotta
This
find
one
out.
may give a chuckle for the Australian in the group, but apparently a bunch of flat earthers are now trying to say that Australia doesn't actually.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
Oh,
you're
yeah,
standing on, but I'm impressed.
there are a few running gags with me in the group. Where I am lately on YouTube, and there are two things. Firstly, obviously, actually there are three things. First thing, I don't exist. I'm a figment of your imagination. I'm actually take your pick of any other nation, and I'm an actor. You know, all the rest of that one. The second
So
one is
you
that
are a
I am.
Brit.
Yeah. The second is I'm upside down, living in the underworld, and I'm holding on to the underside of the world through Velcro, and I also have a safety strap on, holding me to the ground just in case the Velcro doesn't work. And then the third one is that, yeah, we're on the edge of the flat Earth. We're right up against the ice wall, don't you know? I can see the ice wall just out the back of my back door, and I
That
took a
must be
picture the other
cold.
day. Oh, it's weird because sometimes it'll be really cold, sometimes it'll be really hot. It depends if I walk out my back door. If I walk out my front door, it's the arid outback.
Ah.
Yeah, but we got all those dangerous animals and stuff, and that's like the last line of defense for all you fucking globetards trying to prove that the Earth is a globe and coming to Antarctica. We stop everybody from getting there.
Yeah, I heard your second language was screaming, you know.
Yeah.
All the danger.
Fuck this shit, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean, I have watched Housos.
Oh, nice. I haven't actually heard of many foreigners, so to speak, that have seen that. Have you seen their first ones, Fat Pizza?
Yeah.
Pizza?
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
They're hilarious, those guys.
And the movies.
Jensen, I blame you.
Who doesn't blame who?
I blame Jensen. I forgot to put my glasses on.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's probably my fault. I'm used to that.
I'll be right back. It's beer o'clock.
I heard that Aussies they gave us like a recipe for their shitty beer, and they import their shitty beer to America, but
Hey, if
they
I'm
keep
thinking
all
what
the
you're
expensive
thinking,
stuff.
if you're thinking what I'm thinking, what? Yeah, the shitty beer to America. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's
exactly. 'cause
all
we
American
don't.
Is that why we have all that shitty beer?
Well, not all of it, but I mean, all the Australian
that.
brands. They keep all the good stuff for themselves.
We
Pretty
have a
much,
bunch
yeah.
of really shitty beer.
I mean,
Like-
with their
Have you ever had legitimate good beer? I mean, unless it was home brewed.
Oh yeah, there's some good IPAs,
Yeah.
but like domestic beer, forget about it.
But I grew
I've
up on
had some
homebrew.
I've had some
Michelob's
Canadian.
Michelob's not bad. I mean, for an American beer, Michelob's decent. But
I said
I
if
was
a home
always
brewed
more
beer, it's shit.
I've always been more of a whiskey drinker. Like just like Guinness is like the Guinness we get here or in England or anywhere else doesn't taste the same as the Guinness in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
I like dark lager. It's so good. Mm.
I usually mix an orange vodka with sweet tea though.
So that might not be too bad.
Yeah, it tastes amazing.
If I still drank, that would probably be tasty.
My husband does not like beer. Not likes beer. He does not like beer at all. My brother-in-laws like beer.
Yeah, I was
Children.
always more of a whiskey drinker myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's more of a rum drinker when he actually does drink.
Oh, I like rum too. Oh, Captain and Coke.
Yeah. I just occasionally, but it's not really like I'm not one of the ones that it's a habit. Like there will be times where I just kind of go like, I'm gonna get a small drink, do it, and then I can kind of leave it alone.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way he is. He'll take maybe a couple of sips and then he's done.
Yeah.
Whereas when I drink, it's usually with my mom and my sisters, and we drink until we drop.
Now, whenever it's orange vodka with sweet tea and it has just the right amount of ice, yeah, I'll just keep drinking that.
Sweet
And
tea is disgusting.
I like sweet tea. It's nice.
And I know that's probably blaspheme for Southerners, but I don't care. Sweet tea is disgusting.
I mean, I also drink hot teas.
Hot tea is amazing. I will drink any kind of hot
Yeah,
tea.
I like English breakfast tea personally.
Hmm. I was about to say Earl Grey. Please say Earl.
Earl Grey is all right, but I prefer English breakfast.
Earl Grey, hot.
Makes me think of Captain Picard.
Yep.
So
That was what he was getting
the
at.
best captain ever. I don't care what anybody says. TNG was my favorite. You know what? A lot of Trekkies are gonna hate me for this. I'm a Trekkie, but I enjoyed Enterprise. I like Scott Bakula. I've always liked Scott Bakula.
Mm-hmm.
So they can kiss my butt.
I gotta say one of the things that I liked him on, and it was before Star Trek, I think, was Dune in the black and white, old
Agreed.
school. That was, yeah. There's a throwback.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's their acting was really. You can see like it's early in his career too.
I like the old Dune video game.
Doom is awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wait, was there a Dune game or
Oh,
no?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few of them, wasn't there?
Well, I
Uh-huh.
mean, there was DOOM, but not DUNE.
I know
Oh,
that
Doom. Hey, I'm sorry. Go ahead. If you were going to say something.
It was about the how we were talking about Earl Grey, and then we were talking about the captain, and then I decided to dive the rabbit hole deeper with that reference of Dune. He who controls the spice controls the universe. Let me face him. Give me the honor.
Then there's really stupid B movies like Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was horrible.
Yes, like I said, really stupid B movie.
Yeah, and I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons fan, so that hurt.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm a nerd. I love Dungeons and Dragons. Always have.
Me
Actually,
too.
I would like to get a group of people to play online. I know we can find. I know it shouldn't be that hard to find dungeons, and they have dice simulators, so it shouldn't be that hard to find. A way to play online.
Yeah, I mean, with the way bots, I bet, yeah, like you could do dice bots and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
The question is, which version do you play?
I'm old school, so I like third edition, second
Ooh,
edition, but
I
I
like
like to do
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 is best because you can also get people that want to play Pathfinder, and you can just edit the formulas on the leveling system, and it makes it easier to convert their character to a D&D area. Whereas the 5th edition, it kind of it branches further away from Pathfinder.
What have you guys ever played Boot Hill? It was like a old West version of D&D.
No.
No, I never seen it.
It was pretty cool. I don't know why, but I have an obsession with Doc Holliday. I just think, I don't know, he's like my favorite anti-hero.
Like how would the roll schemes work on that?
On Boot Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, you could either be like you could be like a cowboy, like a criminal kind of cowboy. You could be a sheriff. You could be just a regular like farmhand. I can't remember all the roles exactly. It's been at least 20 years since I played it, but it was still a really interesting game. It was pretty much like an old West D&D.
That does sound pretty awesome.
It was pretty cool.
Where's my British slave?
Your British slave, Jensen?
I will play any system of D&D that allows me to play either a Dark Elf or a Thrakreen. Not many let me play Thrakreen for some strange reason.
There you are.
But they're fun. It's really great playing a giant bug, watching your friends sleep, and when they wake up, all they see is your face right above them. Absolutely. It's really good at waking them up, though.
That would be a wake up, that's for sure.
Yeah, you're up, you're in a karate stance, your day has begun.
Well, the last time I played D&D, I was a anthropomorphic bunny who was a bard, because bards are shit, and I wanted to make fun of them.
Right. I'm a musician, so I've always had a soft spot for bards, but
I've been usually a sorcerer, but one of the ones that I went against the fray was I had an orc that had like very low it was very low intelligence but extremely high charisma.
An orc with high charisma? That's weird.
Yeah, I decided to do it just so that way I could prove that I could have a character that's dumb as shit. that could talk people into doing fucking stupid shit that would somehow win the whole thing.
Right? That's interesting. It's just weird to, I mean, think of an orc with charisma. That's like saying he was the prettiest ugly person, like orcs
Yeah.
it's just weird to think that.
And it was just like they had to like the guy didn't really know exactly what all he was doing, so he would just roll with it. And
that's
yeah,
funny.
it was like the orc was just dumb as shit, but you can take on that dragon. I guess I can take on that dragon. Yep, I support you. I'll be over here.
Yeah, I definitely gotta get you guys in on the nerd streams because I'm gonna do a series of them. So I'm gonna do like superheroes, like maybe one day I'll do DC, and the next one maybe one time I'll do Marvel, and then I'll do like Dark Horse. Maybe I'll do like D&D. There's so many places you can go with the geek stream. We can talk about books. There's so many different ways it can go.
Now the real question is if I'm a sorcerer, can I have cantrip change in the beginning?
Well, it depends on what's the dungeon master
Lady
say.
Wolfheart's saying no because she knows the fucking impossibilities that you can do with cantrip change. It's a level 0 spell. It has the ability, like, let's say I grab a stick. Cantrip change. I turn the stick into a piece of paper. Now, because it's still made out of the same material that the stick was made out of, then the spell lasts longer. So then I write a spell, let's say grasping hand, or shocking grasp inside of the scroll. Then I've just made it into a scroll, and then I undo cantrip change to turn it back into a stick with the scroll still being used, which means that as soon as I throw that stick or hit against something, that shock and grasp is ignited on the stick, which then hits them for that much of the spell as well. It's just roundabout fucking stupidity with the damage that you can do.
The tank in our group when I played was a shapeshifter. He changed into a bear. And one time we were being chased by goblins, a shit ton of them. And there was this big old door, but it didn't have a way of being closed. So we had our shapeshifter change into a bear. And he got changed into a bear plug, and he has been referred to as a bear plug ever since.
Hold the door! Hold the door! Sorry, someone had.
Yeah, there's a lot of one of my characters was suicidal, so he he would try any tactic that would have the most likelihood of getting him killed. But whenever he didn't get killed, he would just kind of look around at himself and he's like, fuck, There's one moment in that campaign that he's getting beaten the hell out of by the priest that's trying to heal him with healing hands, but just critically failing on the rolls. And he at the end of it he keeps getting pummeled, and he's poisoned, so he even has that much damage coming at him. And he just grabs the guy and he just goes, fucking kill me, and then he just dies just to be brought back again. And at the end of that, my character started believing that he was a god and that he couldn't die.
Have you guys ever played with people that they're like level 3 and they're like They're nobodies, and they're like, I'm gonna attack this dragon. Like, dude, you're gonna die. I don't care.
Yeah.
I attack the dragon. I'm like, you dumb motherfucker.
Yes,
Yeah.
only the guy I played with who attacked a dragon attacked it with a cannon, and the DM goes, "You missed. Aim higher."
One of the ones that I've seen was they were just like, yeah, you somehow died in a submarine accident. I don't understand how you were even existing in that time era, considering that we were in the Middle Age or Middle Earthian era. So, yeah. Your character just died through some sort of, randomized situation just because I don't want to deal with you. And it's like, oh, that's harsh.
Ow, you bitch. My cat bit me. Ow, you
See,
bitch.
the cat's in agreement.
That's proof right there that
Kitty.
the Earth's not
Bad
flat.
kitty.
Cats are assholes. And if the Earth was flat, there would be nothing on the Earth at all. They would knock it all off.
Yeah.
In my opinion, anyway.
They would keep jumping at humanity until we were gone too.
Right.
Hey,
Oh,
Hey,
my
Molly.
cat just wants
Yes,
attention.
is this your actual face reveal? I was trying to find a mole like furry's outfit, and there was
I'm
nothing
naked
on
mole
what I
rat.
could find on
I
Google.
haven't shown my face very often, but
Oh no, I have seen your face, but
yeah,
like the furries, like
yeah.
kids
I
that-
a friend of
Have you got
mine.
a picture of that?
Remember when everybody was up in arms about the whole Nazi thing, and they were calling all white people Nazis and all that stuff? My friend
I
made.
apparently am one.
Yeah, I guess we all are. If you're white, but my friend made me a mole with a little Hitler mustache and SS hat, and
That's
I
nice.
thought it was hilarious. But people are like, "Dude, don't use that as an avatar. People are going to totally take that the wrong way." I'm like, "Well,
Yeah, they won't necessarily take it the way you want
it was
to.
made as a joke. Obviously, I'm not a Nazi, So
Yeah, well, I mean, just look at Count Dankula.
yeah, that's true.
That poor sod.
Yeah.
And what does he get? What does he get for being in jail? Oh, sorry. You get freedom, but sorry.
Right. He's still got a record now. He's still,
See, I love what he did with the payment he owed to, I think it was Children's Foundation.
Hmm.
What's that?
He gave the money that he owed to the courts to, I think it was a children's foundation.
You got to respect that. That is stylish.
Yeah.
Though, just because no one has said it yet, free Tommy Robinson.
Yeah, definitely.
It needs to be done. Why haven't you Brits got together and broken his ass out?
I know
That
it's interesting.
was some bullshit. Like he was trying to cover a case that was, if I'm correct, it was the child groomers.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
End of
The
the day,
rapists,
looking for an excuse to
the
take.
sodomizers, the groomers, the
Human traffickers.
No, I have worse words that come to mind, but I'm sure they're not safe for YouTube, and I don't want you to get your channel removed.
I doubt I would. You should hear some of the stuff that's been thrown here before. I don't think I have enough subs for them to notice me yet. I'm just under 200, so.
I'm guessing this isn't a G-rated channel then.
No, it's not quite.
Yay!
That guy has a nice ass.
Oh yeah. I like to shake it.
That looks like it could go with any music if you were to just any beat. If you were to get like one that was like a decent fast tempo.
Yeah. Good tempo behind it. Now everybody's fixated on my ass.
Everybody's just staring.
You want an attention seeker. Sorry.
It's almost as nice as Patrick Swayze's before he died.
He was a good-looking man.
Oh yes, he was.
Well, there was also Queen, Freddie Mercury.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Poor guy.
Oh, he wasn't. There wasn't poor on him. He fucking rocked hard.
Yeah, but look at how he died.
was-
He had to be in pain.
Oh yeah,
There was a lot
but
of- yeah.
yeah, he took it like a champion. Like
He's a man who
Oh,
lived his life right up to the end, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, and
He did
did you
progress a
see?
lot for the community.
Yeah, did you see the new movie?
No, I have not.
Oh, there's a movie that's
up
about
playing him.
Queen, and there's one part where he's sitting there and talking to his manager about his song, and he goes, you're gonna write a song that's 6 minutes long. That's that's like an eternity in music. And he goes,
Oh no, it's
if
not.
he responds back with a smile, like, this is Freddie Mercury, and the actor just does it so well. He just kind of smiles that, and he goes, he says, if 6 minutes is an eternity to you, I'd love to see your wife. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to watch this movie. Just to see that scene again.
Do you know what the movie was called? Was it the movie called Bohemian Rhapsody or something else?
Let me see.
I'm just looking for any recent Queen movies because
Is
I
it-
heard of one. They were offering it to Sacha Baron Cohen, among other names, but he was
Yeah.
speculated. I was just wondering, trying to find out who played him in the end.
Yeah, I think it was Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh,
Rami
Malek.
Malek.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's pretty cool too.
is it out yet?
This is 2017, so it should be.
Well, no, the
No,
release.
2018. No, yeah, it might not be released yet.
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at that! He does look like he does a good job, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Those pants
Like-
must be uncomfortable for somebody who doesn't wear them on a regular basis.
Has anybody noticed that, like, the older you
can
get,
only wear them on a regular basis, it's
the looser your clothes get? Like, like you go for comfort more than you do for style. The older you get, I've noticed that. Like, I'm 40 now, and I don't really care about. I mean, I've never been fashionable as it is, so it's not really that big of a deal. So, but
What are
I
you
just-
talking about? My clothes keep getting tighter, but then again, I keep losing weight.
Well, I have the suit and tie, but I also have the just complete, casual comfort.
yeah.
Yeah, it depends what day it is.
Depends on what I'm dressing for too, I suppose.
Yeah,
Is that that Asian doctor slash comedian?
yeah. Among other things, yeah.
Are we talking
You
about
got
Dr.
this.
Tran?
Oh well, I know him. He's on, Dr. Ken Jeong or Young.
I was making a referenced in animation.
I know he's got his own YouTube channel, and I've seen it half a dozen times or so.
Yeah. He's all over the shop. He's been in movies, TV, lots of things. I just found the GIF funny. And so,
Yeah.
It looks like he's rubbing Vaseline on himself.
That
Yeah.
might be what he's doing.
Flies with the Vaseline, we all.
Grease me up.
Gotta
I'm
get
going
in on the
in.
Vaseline.
Oh, Queen, that is disturbing.
But funny.
Allegedly. We don't know what he's doing it for, you know. He could be going into a really, really tight place.
Well, after listening to his interview with him and his sister last night, it's just disturbing.
I have no idea what you mean. Feel better?
Well, okay then.
Sorry.
And then he lost his damn mind.
That's the effect that anyone that watches that video happens to them. What can I say?
No, you cannot eat the mice. They are for my snake.
What kind of
Get
snake do
back.
you have?
I have a ball python and
Oh,
I have
cool.
a corn snake.
I love snakes.
That is awesome.
That is fucking kick-ass.
Ah! God damn it, you dumb cunt.
I'm sorry.
No, my cat just jumped on the mouse tank while I had the top off and jumped into the mouse tank.
Well, that's given the mic something to think about.
Hey, it's
Just
just
about.
trying to do its job. Unfortunately, you got it covered. You're putting
Yeah.
your cat out of the job.
Yeah,
Took your cat's job.
the snakes eat my mice.
That's the way life works.
So you're saying your cat has no meaning?
No, occasionally some field mice will get in.
Oh, well,
So it still has a job.
yeah, but
No,
Let's
get
be honest,
back,
we all
stupid. Before your paws get pinched because of the damn tank, get back.
you took HD. It's like there's the mice. They're right there. We know where they are.
Yeah, he's not subtle about killing mice either. He will kill them and then leave them in the middle of the floor. So
You know what when cats do that, you know what they're telling you? They're saying you're not a very good hunter and you should do a better job.
I have an old house. It was built in the 1940s.
It is pretty old.
Oh, you poor Americans talking about age things. We have furniture.
Yeah, I know you have furniture.
For an American, this house is old because most of the houses built that long ago are torn down by now.
I knew that the Brit was going to start saying it.
My mother-in-law, though, has a house that was built over 100 years ago. In about 10 years, it will be almost 200 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Next to a Monty Python skit. Oh, well, we have a castle that's 2,000. Like, sorry, I love trying to guess what other people might say.
I love Monty Python.
I hate Monty Python.
What?
A shrubbery.
Heretic.
British humor is the best.
No, the reason I hate Monty Python is because it was so damn overplayed.
Well, every sperm is sacred. Every sperm is great. If a single one is wasted, God gets quite irate. Quoting from.
Well, I cannot say that I hate all Monty Python, just the Holy Grail.
There we go.
Just the Holy Grail, the knights who say me, and those fucking coconuts.
What is why? Why?
Because that movie is terrible.
Murder, she's a witch.
She turned me into a newt. A newt? I got better.
What other way are we to tell she's a witch? What floats besides wood? A duck. Exactly. I love the part where John Cleese was like, they had a big name for the wizard, but he couldn't remember the.
Yes, I know, and
so he's like,
he just.
My name is Tim. Yeah, I love that.
It was all improv.
Yeah, that's.
And they're like, "Oh, we're going with it."
John Cleese, I love John Cleese. Not only is he funny, but he's also a fucking ardent atheist, so that's pretty cool.
Actually, he was also an ordained priest.
Really?
So am I.
Yeah.
In what religion, may I ask?
I can't quite remember offhand, but I do remember that factoid. One of them was an ordained priest. And that's one of the reasons why they were in such controversy was the Every Sperm song. It pissed off the Catholic Church, and they were like, nope, we're allowed to have it, fuck you.
G'day, Godless Journey, welcome.
And I am a Christian ordained priest, Catholic, or not Catholic, minister, whatever the hell you want to call it.
Gizmo's in here. I hate Flat Earther, my friend.
What? Who's a Flat Earther?
Gizmo.
I did ask if they were up for joining us. You know, we'll all be nice. So, like, I was hoping in good faith.
Yeah, none of the dicks are here, Gizmo. I mean, if you wanted to come on and chat a little bit, I mean, I'd be okay with that.
My main rule is we attack ideas, not people. Don't attack a person directly.
If you remember right, I was always the one that tried to be civil to you, Gizmo. I'm not one that likes to fight with people. I don't believe in attacking people just because of what you believe.
You're not one of those people who believes that lava is not coming out of Hawaii right now, right?
Yeah, because I have images. If you want some images.
Wait. Let's kindly see if we can have a friend onto the chat first, and then we can discuss things.
Right.
That would be
well, I mean, if anyone's interested in the Hawaii thing, I do have a few images that I could share.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to hear about that too, because that's new to me. Like, from early tonight. Yeah. The Al Iraqi, they've been around.
So you guys got planned for this? How's the weather been where everybody's been at so far this year? Did it go straight from fucking winter to summer like it did here?
Yep.
No.
Climate change doesn't exist.
Illinois sucks, dude. It's like I swear to God, it's like Vietnam in the summer and the Arctic in the winter.
Yeah.
It went from
Queensland weather.
Cold to relatively cold to blazing 1,000,000 degrees.
Yep, sounds about like here.
Yeah.
England
is so humid.
And then back to cold, because right now I'm wearing wool.
England had it kind of weird during April, early May. We went from the hottest day of the year to quite literally 2 days later, couple of foot of snow and weather so cold it was physically painful to be outside. back to hot weather again. It's getting weird over here.
See, that sounds that to me, to my ear, sounds like Queensland weather. Because there's not to that extreme, obviously. Like Jesus Christ, but like it'll go hot, cold, fucking pissing down in one moment, and an hour later it'll be sunny as all hell, burning your skin, and then an hour later it'll be cold. You know what the hell?
Yeah, that's a quite big difference in temperatures, isn't it?
Yeah.
It gets ridiculous.
Yeah, they have a saying in
Michigan sucks though, weather-wise.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't be that terribly different than Illinois. We're fairly close to each other. You're a little farther north, but besides that, it's not that much different.
Oh, you want to bet? Do you get
No,
snow up to your ass in the winter?
Uh-huh. Sure do. Sure do. Illinois is quite snowy in the winter.
Well,
Yeah.
I was up at New York for 3 years. And I came across this thing called lake effect snow.
Oh, I get it too, Sugar Plum.
The November storm, which had 9 feet of snow.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't going anywhere.
Yeah. I know what lake effect snow is. I'm surrounded by lakes.
That shit sucks.
Yeah.
Like, most people are like, oh, I get to play in the snow. No, this isn't the snow that you're thinking of. This isn't fluffy, really okay stuff. This is the sloshy shit that, like, it feels like, it just weighs you down as you walk through it.
Uh-huh. I know what lake effect snow is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just kind of just describing it for the people that might be listening in that, don't know about it.
Yeah, lake effect snow is stuff that will knock your ass to the ground. And there's hail. There's good hail that isn't really anything more than a pea. And then there's bad hail, which is golf ball size hail.
There's a guy in the chat, El Iraqi, talking about he believes in Christian in creation, fuck atheists, religion is logical, religion makes life go. I'm wondering if he's a Poe or if he's serious.
Well, I mean,
to each their own.
Yeah.
Well, if he really believes this stuff, I'd like to talk to him and figure out why.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
that
not,
would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
because they hang in a lot of chats. If they want to join us, that'd be interesting to hear.
Yeah,
I'd love to act on what they really think instead of just listening to the crap that they put out on our chats.
Well,
Spooky! Oh my god!
Spooky. Hi, Spooky.
A heart attack! Spooky! Don't do that to me.
You scared me with your boot.
Whoa.
I wondered what that was.
Sorry for anyone. I should have just earbud warning. What's
And
up, Al?
your eyes are creepy as hell.
They're actually not my eyes, but thank you.
That is a nice art piece.
This is an artwork made by somebody else in our community.
Well, it's very nice.
No, I didn't mean they are your eyes. I mean the picture that you have up.
Oh, no, that's okay. I just wanted to insist that I didn't want to be taking any credit for it because it isn't my picture.
Well, yeah.
It's definitely somebody else's. There's a fair few people that do a lot of wonderful artwork in our community.
It reminds me of a Tool album.
Yes, absolutely does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which Tool album?
Well, I mean, just the art style. It just kind of, that's what comes into my head.
Oh, but if that
Yeah.
person wants to come in, I don't see any problem with them.
Yeah.
If nobody else does.
I don't have a problem with it.
My slave, do you?
Of course not, my queen. If the person that's actually got the balls to speak in live chat, then why can't they come on and actually speak to us one-to-one?
Yeah.
We're civil. We're not assholes. We promise. We attack ideas, not people.
After all, if the guy truly believes what he's saying, then he should have the capacity to explain it to others. Otherwise, you know.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I suspect strongly the person will not be coming on. I just get that funny feeling.
That's the thing is, I'm not really completely an atheist. I'm not sure
Not
about
so, you
really
little
anything.
teeth.
Are you agnostic? You know, I mean,
I'm very skeptical.
Oh, damn it.
Little tea leaf.
What did I do?
You stole my art, bitch.
hey,
Yeah, it
how
was nice.
are
Hi,
you?
Mo. Thank
How
you
are
for
you
the
this morning,
invite.
dear?
Oh, that's your art?
Yeah, I made that. Like, I didn't
That's
make it.
beautiful, but it's
I didn't make it
creepy as
myself,
hell.
though. Like, it was done on a program, but yeah.
That's very beautiful.
Thank you.
And I still stand by what I said. It is beautiful, but it is creepy as hell.
Yeah, it's kind of supposed to. It's a lot of my spiritual art was weird as fuck, and I quite liked it like that. But it was really weird because I started making spiritual photos like that when I started leaving spirituality, when I stopped believing in all that stuff. That was the only time I actually made spiritual art.
It's
I can change it if you want.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was just pointing it out that bitch took my image.
yeah.
I like this one.
Well, I might as well mention I also have an art shill if you wanted to join my Discord as well. You
I
can,
love.
like,
You're an
spam
artist. You're an artist.
I have an appreciation for other people's art. Like,
Okay.
I have a shill for just everything on my channel. Like, Unholy Mole can vouch for me on that.
No, he's a brony. Can't you see his picture?
Oh
a
God! No.
I am not a brownie. I am not a little pony. I've been the mole since I was 13.
I used to be a squirrel.
Yeah, I'll check out your Discord, but I don't really make art because I'm terrible at it. I just, when you do something a lot, I was going through a hypo phase because I didn't have my mental health sorted at the time. So when you're making a lot of stuff, you're eventually going to make something good.
Right.
Yeah.
Kind of like the 500 monkeys typing of 500 typewriters.
Exactly that
Yeah.
allegory.
Yeah.
Well,
I get you. I don't think I'm a great artist, but I enjoy doing it. That's the main. Isn't that what art is about?
Yeah, well, you should always do what you enjoy doing, regardless if you're good at it, because you have fun. Things aren't necessarily about proficiency.
Right. Exactly.
That's why I make YouTube videos. Has anyone seen my channel?
As a matter of fact, I have.
Oh, I haven't heard.
Exactly. That's a testament to if you're bad at something, do it anyway.
No, your videos are good. Quit being so self-deprecating.
That may be what the audience wants, though. So it's like reverse psychology. I mean, oh shit! I blew the illusion. Fuck.
So, speaking about illusions, I just learned this really weird one that you should all go check out. It didn't work for me, but apparently everyone says it works for them. There's these specific sets of images you can watch. They're like GIFs, and they make your ears or your emotional senses respond as though you're hearing a sound, even though you're not.
Oh god, I went through that last week.
I've had it before with just a random GIF. It didn't work with any of these ones I saw a second ago, but I have had it happen to me before when something's silent, but you could swear you could hear it say something.
You got a link? Link him in the chat.
Oh, dear,
I wish I had some Jedi power because I could use some coffee right now, and I don't want to go make it.
I just refilled my cup. I'm on my 5th.
I'm a coffee junkie.
Yeah,
Me
coffee
too.
counteracts my recreational activity, so.
That's what I have ADHD.
So,
Coffee is my crack.
There's a 6-hour time difference between us, so I will change my schedule around a little bit for you, AO. But would you like to interview next week at some point?
Yeah, didn't you send me a message that I was? No, I don't think you did actually.
No, but I just said like I usually do it between 6 and 8 Central Time, which is actually like between midnight and 2 a.m. for you. But for you, I would switch it to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That way, it's not quite as late for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Would that be okay?
Yeah, well, it would be the only way it would happen. Not to be a bitch, but I wouldn't be able to survive.
I don't expect you to stay up until 1 o'clock in the morning. Just talk.
I do it every now and then because I'm a party animal sometimes. But
party animal!
Most of the time I'm in bed and wrapped up by 9, 10 o'clock. Complete party animal.
Hey, talking about Numbskull said a temperature change more than 50 degrees a day is bad. I remember a couple winters ago, it was 40 below zero one day, and the next day it was 40 degrees. Now that's a fucking hell of a temperature change, dude.
Yeah.
It's not normal, I don't think, but it's a fucking hell of a temperature change, that's for sure.
But don't you know, climate change was created by the Chinese as a hoax.
Oh yeah, it's all
exactly.
And
so was the globe Earth.
The moon's a holograph. What else?
The Earth's a globe that can sometimes be hollow.
Or
the Earth is flat. Either one.
Yeah.
They're just as valid.
It could be a flat donut, maybe.
And
Nibiru
is gonna also crash into us anyway too.
Oh, dang! You're pulling me all the way back to my conspiracy days. I miss Nibiru. Oh, I miss wishing for the end of the world to come.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Zombie apocalypse for the win.
That's why I can relate to nihilism a little bit more, because it's just like
I'm in love with this woman.
everything's
brilliant.
Thank you. I have that effect on people.
Oh, you're brilliant. You make me laugh.
Well, why didn't you go into the occult? You could have had like your own harem or something. I don't know.
Well, I have my own harem.
There we go.
Don't I, Quinn?
Of course, my queen. How could anyone agree with you? Unfortunately, people, I've got to disappear for a while, so you guys have fun, and thank you for having me on.
Oh, no problem, Jensen. You take it easy, buddy.
It was nice to meet you.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, brother.
Bye-bye, everybody.
That doesn't narrow it down. See ya.
Okay, so Unholy Ma, could you give me a message after this stream, because I need to notify you and a few other people that you're going to be in one of my videos. And wow, I can do it now because I just accidentally, I'm high, I'm sorry. I accidentally just went further than I was supposed to with that sentence. So.
Who do you want to DM you after the video?
Yeah, let's do that. What the fuck? That guy can shake it better than me.
Doesn't he have a nice
That's
ass?
upsetting. I wish I could move like that. What the fuck?
Triggering.
Booty game be strong though.
But nobody twerks like Jensen.
Hey, P Mars, what's up, buddy? Oh, you ain't got a wrench? I'm surprised. I apologize. No, I'll DM you after we're done, Demi. If you're talking to me.
Yeah, I was talking to you.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna drop you it now, but if I forget after the stream, give me a message.
What is the purpose of life? A question for the atheist. Nothing, and why? Well, that would be nihilism, good sir, and the acceptance that nothing matters. Have you ever watched Rick and Morty? Just watch a few episodes of Rick and Morty. You'll understand what nihilism is.
I genuinely, I'm a nihilist. I think if I have to put a label on myself, I would say I'm a nihilist with caveats. Like I do think we can find subjective meaning in life.
Yes.
But if we're trying to find like the inherent meaning to the universe or why life arises or what the point of consciousness is, etc., then there isn't just an objective meaning to it, really. The universe is quite meaningless. It's just a human concept.
Right. My definition for what is an atheist's purpose in life? I would say to do the most they can for mankind and be a loving husband, father, be loving to the people around them and make their mark that way, I guess. Be remembered for the deeds they've done and the person they were. Because that's really all that matters anyway, isn't it? Once you're dead, you're dead.
Yeah, the way I see it is there's rogue planets that don't even go with our laws of physics. That's going like over just comic speeds through the vastness of space, and they collide like a colossal game of pinball. So as soon as one of those hit our planet, bam, everybody's just completely dead in a second. So why wait? Like for me, why waste your time being in a church rather than doing something about the problems that you're wanting to pray for?
And mine is just to breathe and die slowly. Because
Right.
with every breath you take, you die a little more.
Yeah, in reality, if you
I
want
made a tweet the other day that life is just a long, continuous death.
That's pretty much what it is if you really want to look at it that way. I mean, what more can it be? I mean, we're born to die. We start to die as soon as we're born. So that seems to be our main purpose.
To quote Monty,
as soon as you're conceived, you start to die.
Right. So we live to die. That is the only reason we live.
Another depressing quote I like, and I hate it that I can't remember who said this, but some philosopher somewhere said that we were all born in this world alone and we're all going to die alone because no one will ever truly understand you.
Right. Well, on a brighter note, one of my favorite quotes is, I think it's Lord Byron, that says, laugh as often as you can because it's the cheapest medicine.
Yeah.
I think it's the Lord Byron quote. I don't know if I quoted it exactly, but it's similar. It's close to that.
Yeah,
Snarky would agree with that.
He was good. A good one to get quotes from.
I like the way to describe it too. Mad, bad, dangerous to be around. That sounds like the kind of guy I like to party with.
What?
All right, so I guess I got a question for everybody. All right, what religion do you find the oddest tradition in? What along the line, tradition or something they do? What religion do each of you find the oddest traditions in, or what do you think have the oddest traditions?
Oddest or honest?
oddest? ODDEST.
Well, Mormonism would be certainly up there with their underwear.
I forget
Temple
that.
garb.
That is
Yeah,
weird.
and the whole temple thing, that's pretty weird, yeah.
You can only take these off while swimming.
Oh,
And
and
as soon as you're done swimming, put them back on.
don't forget
Yeah.
Kolob, and when you die, you get your own planet. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
You could argue Scientology.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
none of you mentioned
Don't even-
Scientology. Xenu is my bitch.
Yeah, I mean that's just. I mean that's like reading an Isaac Asimov novel that turned into a religion.
No, it was
Yeah,
like
but
they read
think
up
about
on
how the Latter-day Saints had their Bible written.
they
Oh, I know. Yeah,
they read up on midichlorians and
Yeah,
they're like, we can do this. Let's roll with it.
that wasn't charlatanish at all. I'm reading these stones inside of a hat, but no one else can see them. You know.
Yeah.
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 Other than the three that we're able to see, and
Oh,
nobody
Well, even
else.
that's disputed.
Hey, Cabbage. Good morning or afternoon for you, I suppose.
Cabbage.
I got a question for you, L.I. Iraqi. What's the purpose of life for a theist then?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, aside from being a slave.
yeah.
And
For
a
all of
fucking
eternity. Literally all of eternity.
I mean, think about that. Eternity is a really fucking long time.
Earth
Yeah,
is as flat
funny
as a
that.
cube.
Nah,
do you like-
I just think you're all looking at the world as glass half empty.
Well, I mean, do you like pizza?
I love pizza.
You love pizza? Do you want to eat it for
Sure.
eternity?
Yes,
No, I don't. Not really.
If that-
I do.
I could do it for a couple months, I bet you, but eternity is a long time, dude.
It's pretty
Pizza
much
kicks
all
my
that
ass.
sustains me right now.
Okay, can I have my choice of a different pizza, or does it have to be the same pizza for eternity?
I gotta say, if it was like this slice that I had in Dunkirk, I could live off of it.
Well, that's
But-
the thing, though. If you're going based on religion, it has to be the same type of
That's what I was
pizza for
thinking.
all of eternity.
Well, that would
Yep.
suck then.
That's my favorite pizza. All right, you have it all eternity. Well, I don't-
I'm a vegetarian and I don't like cooked vegetables, so I pretty much only eat cheese pizza anyway.
oh well.
Because
Yeah.
I'm super exciting.
That's right. I only eat 2 types of pizza. Cheese is one of them.
Do you like spinach?
I like
Man.
fresh spinach.
Oh,
I
I
like
love
it cooked.
spinach and cabbage and Brussels sprouts and
No, no.
I like sautéing spinach.
I've never tried that.
Yeah, it kind
So
of looks
yummy.
like the way that you have it in the can, but it
Canned
still has
spinach
like
is disgusting.
no, it's still like it still has all of its nutrients. So
Yes.
don't get the can. Just
I like meat.
grab like a few handfuls of spinach, put a little bit of butter, and throw that shit into a pan, and boom.
Don't put butter on spinach. Use olive oil.
A little bit of butter.
Use olive oil. It's healthier for you.
Paula Deen that shit.
It's kind of like deep frying a carrot.
Exactly.
Hey, I have deep fried a carrot.
My sister's deep fried a pickle, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's a pretty common thing in America. Deep fried pickles.
Or
See,
deep
I've
fried
never
Oreos.
eaten a deep fried pickle.
They're
I've
pretty
never-
good.
My sister just eats really weird shit when she's drunk, and I'm just there eating my chips like, okay, bitch, you can have your Scooby-Doo pickle and peanut butter sandwich. And
Have you ever had a deep fried Oreos?
No.
I've
No,
had deep
but
fried
that
Mars
sounds
bar.
delicious.
Why
That
do you
sounds good,
people
too.
deep fry stuff? I mean, the only thing I deep fry are onions, and that's because onion rings are delicious.
Get the Oreo and pancake batter, and then you
Same.
just throw it inside of a fryer, and it'll float while it's frying.
You just answered your own question as well.
So tasty.
Yeah, but like pickles for real?
I don't even like pickles at the best of times.
So yeah,
Oh,
you
I
probably
make
would like
homemade
a deep
pickles.
fried. What about deep fat fried mushrooms?
Ooh.
I
I
don't
like that.
I
Well,
don't deep fry mushrooms. I
It has to
pan
be
fry
like breaded or
mushrooms.
something.
Oh yeah, of course. And what's your
I-
favorite dipping sauce to go along with it, everybody?
Campfire sauce.
What's that?
Uh,
dip
It's like a mix of ranch and barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, I think I can live with that one. Sure.
I
That
usually
sounds good.
put like a little bit of Tabasco just to add a little bit of a kick to it.
That does sound good. I'm gonna have to try that. Now do you mix the ranch and the barbecue evenly?
I usually do a little bit more of the barbecue because the ranch kind of overpowers.
The
Yeah.
barbecue, okay, I get you.
Because of the little bit,
Damn.
kind of like a tartar.
Like 2/3 to 1/3 kind of thing,
Yeah,
This became
and
Master
just
Chef.
a splash of Tabasco.
yeah. Or a hot sauce of choice, you know.
That does sound good. I'm gonna have to try that sometime.
Yeah. Buffalo wing dip is really good too.
Ooh, yeah.
If you're gonna do buffalo wings, you gotta have blue cheese.
Well, I mean, it's baked with blue cheese.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't believe in hell, but you're all going to burn for an eternity. You cannot
sorry,
eat moldy food, not even if it's been normalized. No. I try everything, and my friend came round to my house, and we were having like just a old school slumber party, I guess. And we got all these nice cheeses, and she bought moldy cheese, and I was like, "No, I'm not gonna try that." And she was like, "Come on, you can't say it's not good until you try it." So, like it felt like a dare, so I kind of had to try it. And I tried it, and I ran to my bathroom, and I threw up. Like.
It wasn't like that moldy. Like, it wasn't like that Sardinian
moldy,
cheese,
yeah.
was it? That's like moldy on the
Stuff it.
outside and got like maggots and shit
It's
on the
No,
inside.
no, bitch. I wouldn't. No, I would never even entertain the idea of eating.
I don't care how delicious that is. The thought of
Yeah.
eating it is just stomach turning.
See, the
that
thing
might be
is
where
with me,
society.
I'm willing to.
Sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'm willing to try everything at least once.
That's my philosophy as well.
One of
But not maggots homes. That's
Not maggot worms, but I was going to say that might be where our society is heading in the future with the mass rise in population and the lack of food for everyone in the projections, that we might start moving to insect-based diets. And there's already many countries in which that is the norm.
Oh yeah, and in Asia, insects are a quite large amount of their protein intake.
got roach milk.
I just pictured a billboard with a roach just holding a milk.
Well, I mean, like that's actually a thing that they tried to implement. And I mean, then again, the Japanese have made shit burgers, so I'm
oh my god!
kind of like.
I saw this Facebook post this morning that made me want to uninstall my life, and it was this quote unquote delicacy of coffee, which was really just shit from an animal that eats these coffee beans, and they use that as coffee.
I
Because-
do want to try it once. I'll be
Oh,
honest.
you're so nasty.
I want to try it just to say I've tried it.
No,
Are
no.
you
I'm one of those people.
Are you talking with the monkeys that eat the beans? There's something about their digestive juices.
Yeah.
It's
the
a cat.
coffee beans.
It's a cat. I think.
Oh, it's a cat.
Yeah.
Some fucking forest dwelling creature. Oh God, I couldn't know.
I mean, I wonder, like someone's like, you know what? These look like coffee beans. I'm gonna grind them up and fucking drink this shit. You know.
I
Like,
always thought that about weed, though. Like, I wonder who was the first human to just pick this piece of plant and go, "Oh shit! Oh,
It's the same concept with milk.
and how did they get lucky enough to find the female plant that actually had THC in it, and not the male plant?
yeah, I know." It's
You know?
they have had a long time, but
The first ones to discover it, though. Hey, this plant's mine, motherfucker. Back off. I will use this spear.
pass the reefer over, Jerry.
You got to bring me some deer, and I'll let you have some.
You get 2 puffs for 4
No.
deers.
That's the thing is I think that Jesus was just kind of like that era of drug dealer. Yo, man.
Had everyone dosed on LSD.
Right.
Yo, man.
They
I
were-
can make you walk again.
They were all eating ergot poison bread.
I mean, they had that fish that was like a hallucinogen. During the Roman era. That they ate.
Talking about hallucinogenic fish, they did a study on dolphins and
Yes.
found.
Yes.
Did you hear about that?
I'm
That
sure-
dolphins will like pass around a puffer fish. They'll chew on it for a few seconds and
I
pass it
did
to the
hear
next guy.
about that.
And they like so like humans aren't the only
Shall I show you the
animals
video?
that like getting high. Yeah,
I'll
you
show you
can,
the
like,
video. It is so funny. Dolphins are like so smart though. Dolphins are getting high on puffer fish.
there's monkeys and apes that would prefer like fruit that's rotting on the ground because it's partially fermented and it catches them a buzz.
That's very cool.
Okay,
I'm getting out of here.
And I had a party.
Yep. Bye.
Bye bye. It was nice having you.
Yep.
Have a good one.
You're welcome back anytime.
Thanks.
But yeah, I found that that one of the illusions, it was a GIF. And figured since Nacha Witness has a bunch of GIFs, I was like, there you go. Nice GIF that would be related to the stream. I used to work at Cha Cha, so I'm pretty good at doing my research quick.
A common high thought I have, I'll sit there and I'll think, could you imagine if, like, when you die, you really just wake up in a spaceship getting stoned with all your friends, and, like, this is just some crazy alien weed that
Well, I
just
mean-
gives you, like, a whole lifetime of hallucinations.
Well, I mean, are we talking about that? Okay, so not being like pelted with stones. We're just trying to escape the agony of the pain.
No, the other, I just imagine like waking up and being with the people that I met in my real life, and everyone going, "You were tripping balls."
Yeah, dude, I lived a whole eternity, and
I was space itself.
yeah, or like Rick and Morty, where they just
Like,
give that fucking gift.
the fart cloud.
Just yeah, or like they play that one video game, like where they live an entire life and they're scored by what they
Oh
do.
yeah. Yeah. That would piss me the fuck off.
Yeah.
If we're talking, like, if we could just imagine it being real for the moment and I woke up and this was all just a bad trip, I would be so pissed off. I would never do drugs again if I wake up from this.
There was one time I was on a bit of an acid trip, and I came to the this was one of the main paranoias that I had, and it was, what if all of this was a dream, but it was somebody else's dream, and I was only a thought of somebody else.
Oh god.
Like,
You're just asking for an existential crisis.
Yeah. It was one of those like really, really in-depth thoughts that I had.
I had a hallucination kind of scenario, and it was so crazy. I was out with friends, and then I'd gone to get the train and never made that train. And I'm walking and I saw this guy. He was like a punk guy, and he had his hair separated into each individual big spikes. And like, I've never seen a person like that. And I was so high. And I just saw this person and I don't know why I done it, but I just started shouting, "Dude, you're a hedgehog." Because in my mind, this dude had like a hedgehog on top of the head and like on top of his shoulders. So he was a hedgehog with shoulders and a body.
It turned
You
out
didn't call him Sonic.
No, I didn't even think about that. And then I was trying to walk to the train station, and there was this cat following me, and I'm not even sure to this day if that cat was ever following me in the first place. And this cat was following me, and when I looked behind me, it was gone. And I looked behind me a third time, and then there was like an army, a sea of cats chasing me down the road because I pissed off their friend.
What were you high on?
I don't even remember. I took too much that night.
Okay.
Too much of everything.
Hey, I've been there. No explanation needed.
I had there was one time during my high school career, I should say, I took some mushrooms, and I decided to go for a walk. And well, I had seen a gnome that was in one yard, and you know it kind of creeped me out a little bit because I had gotten the feeling that I was being watched by the gnome, and you know this was just it was my imagination and everything, but. I took off, and I took a right down the street, and then all of a sudden there was another fucking gnome, and it was
Like
somebody else's gnome, but
in gardens typically.
Yeah. And I mean, like, as soon as I saw that one, I started sprinting, and there was a third one, and I just kicked the shit out of that one, just fucking.
I'm just picturing you like
just kicking the shit out of some poor fucker's
gnome. I was just picturing you wrestling this gnome.
Some little old granny comes out like, "Oh, what are you doing?"
My great-granddaughter gave me that.
Does anybody know who Chris Dangerfield is?
Who? What? Who? Where? How?
Is he a magician?
No, Chris Dangerfield's a YouTuber. He's from London, and he was telling a story about he's an ex-heroin addict, and he was telling a story about he was like smoking crack in a bush, and he stole a garden gnome from someone's yard, and he was running away, and like I don't know, something about I don't know if you ever smoked crack, but it makes you have to poo at the most inappropriate times. And like, so he's running away, and he tried to do like a running poo. And I think he ended up, I don't know if he hit something or tripped, but like he ended up like there was like a little piece of dog poo, and where he landed, there was poo right behind him, the human poo, and the gnome was right behind him in the same exact position with a little piece of dog poo behind him. And he's like he could, and like his like high mind couldn't grasp the serendipity of what had happened. Like he, like I mean, like I had to laugh. I was like, that sounds like a drug story that's believable. It totally does. Like I can see that happening.
So that made me think of I'll call it a story. Do you know what happens when you're in full sprint and you try and take a shit, or you have to take a shit? It doesn't just come out and fall down. It like a lot of the time it goes up. Like it'll hit your legs, and your legs are in movement. It'll just go up the front.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what's his name? Rob himself from Jackass. And there's a skit that they did, whether it hit the television, I don't know. It must have hit the television because it was online. And they use a George Carlin comedy skit to open it. You know, you ever seen somebody taking a shit while running at full speed? And I'd look it up. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch.
I will pass, thank you.
You can live without seeing that. You think you'll be okay?
I'm sure my life will be just as fulfilled, if not more.
I know. It'll open your eyes to a whole new experience.
Have you guys seen the new movement? I'll go ahead and.
Good word choice.
Yeah.
I'll just upload there we go. There's the video from BitChute. But these people are making a light show out of their ass. Now, at first I thought that it was a new Star Wars movie, but I was clearly wrong.
Clearly. Well, if you guys chat amongst yourself for a moment, would you mind if I go make a pot of coffee?
All right.
All right.
A pot?
Yeah, a pot of coffee.
Whoa, Numbskull came back in.
A kettle of coffee.
Just for a bit.
I'm not sure what you call it, but I'm gonna go make some coffee nonetheless. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we were talking about beautiful art of a laser light show.
Let's not bring up the lasers in the butt again, and the bleeding condom, and all of that other.
What? Okay,
Yes,
so you gave me this link, and as soon as I heard your description, I immediately paused the video, and I took that as I don't need it to go past the credit introduction thing.
You might not want to watch it.
I'm not going to.
He does at least give you like kind of a trigger warning.
Tape and blood and.
Oh my god! Okay. TMI.
Yeah, it's like what
So,
the fuck?
I have a stupid what the hell is wrong with YouTube in there. I decided before I jumped on here to laughingly look at the new YouTube Studio beta thing that they're doing and explain to me how it's telling me 17% of my recommended people watching comes from 7.9 thousand impressions. Where the fuck are you calculating that? I get 8-9 people watching me at a time doing a show. I get like 30 views. Where the fuck do you get 8,000 impressions?
So they calculate it by the amount of times your video has been shown to people when they've searched for things, and if they chose to click on it, that's a different matter, but it gave an impression. It's kind of like if someone sends a tweet and no one interacts with it, it still gives impressions without an interaction.
So they're going to like minds. Let's easily deceive these people.
Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to comment. Google's big brother, after all.
Yeah.
Thousand.
Google, our God.
So it wasn't.
I'm even more scared because I recently just learned. Who knows what 23andMe is?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard it, but I don't know what it is.
Just in case you or anyone watching doesn't know what it is, it's this private company that you can go and you can send your saliva to, and they will genetically test that and give you your results, and you can get all different information from that. There's concerns already raised about that altogether, but something I found more concerning was that the person that runs Google or invented Google, I can't remember the specifics, is married to the woman that created 23andMe. And like last year, they invested something like 6.x million into the 23andMe. So it's like Big Brother is Google's getting even closer to becoming Big Brother. It's going to have all of our DNA and shit soon. Not mine, because I never done that.
But there are many more ways that they can actually get your DNA aside from that. Because there are also a lot of records they've been able to get from criminal records that become public and stuff like that, which is also quite a concern.
No, but they don't make your genetic information public. They make the results of the testing public. Well, not in my country, they don't. I don't know about the barbaric places.
Well,
in some places, they can buy it.
Once you're a felon, your DNA goes into a national database.
That's correct, yeah. But that database isn't necessarily or even legally shared with anyone outside of the government.
Have you ever heard of Promise without an E?
No.
It's well, I mean, I don't mean to be kind of like into like conspiracy or anything, but it was a system that could basically, well, the modern day of it would be what Citizen4 or Edward Snowden was whistleblowing against. But before then, it was known as Promise, and yeah, there's a little bit of a conspiracy behind that.
Well, the NSA conspiracy isn't. It's like a factual conspiracy at this point.
Yeah.
But there's a bit of a difference between kind of listening to every American and all that stuff, all the bullshit that came out of those revelations, and having the DNA of every American and being able to analyze the whole population on a genetic level.
Well, they wanted to control the internet, like, entirely, to the point that they could trace all the way down to knowing one of your passwords. As soon as they get one of your passwords, and they can, by that, they can slowly gather other data to where they can just, they know your friends, they know your, who you associate with. Like most people that are using Facebook, a lot of them, they just do it because their family or their some of their circle is on it, and they, those people just won't let it go, and so they stay on Facebook or various other networks that that can be traced.
So how many people know about the Facebook breach, I suppose?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, that was
there another recent one?
No, probably the one you're thinking about, the one where Mark Zuckerberg got called in front of Congress, I think. I'm not sure, I'm a British person. but somewhere really official, because the government was pissed off because everyone, like, it wasn't even a large portion, like a couple of hundred people, maybe less than that, downloaded a quiz app and wanted to test their personality, and even fewer signed in using Facebook. But the small amount that actually signed in using Facebook gave them access to like massive swaths of the population in any given place where this was instigated. It even happened here in the UK.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, Facebook tried to do damage control and gave people access to the data that Facebook's been collecting on you.
Yeah, well, he also said the ultimate, send nudes. That made me laugh pretty hard.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you do send nudes through Facebook, it probably has those anyway, because I requested my thing, not that there wasn't any nudes in it, because why am I going to send nudes on Facebook? But I requested my thing to what I wanted to see what they were selling to advertisers from me. And they had like all of my messages, all of the pictures and memes and shit I'd sent. And like, it's ridiculous how much they have on you. But then at some point, I think it's kind of like the monkey in the typewriter scenario, because when I got down to like advertising, and it had a long ass list of all of the things that it thought would be suitable to advertise towards me. And there were so many things that there would be no one in their right mind would think to advertise this to me. So I just think, like, they have all this information, but they just use such a broad, like, categorization that I don't even think it really represented me. What I was most annoyed about was the fact that they kept track of all of my messages and all of images I had sent between anyone. And that's like, that's private shit. Like, what if we were talking, I suppose you're not going to talk about anything seriously important on Facebook, but still.
That's why I always say, like, is free really, really free on the internet?
Right.
It's never free because they're selling you.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that what you put in side chat? Is that your video on BitChute?
No,
no, that's Suit Yourself did a video on the Laser show.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen a Suit video in forever.
Oh, he's on BitChute, and he is not he's not pulling any punches. Like, he's uncensored there.
Suit.
Yeah.
Oh, what YouTube was just a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without going too much into it, Demi, I got your DM on Twitter, and I didn't understand. I talked to GC about it a little bit, and I just thought it was odd all around. Like, why he was acting that way. I don't get it.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't want people to think I was being a drama queen, but I'm not going to let this little bitch make me feel uncomfortable when you're the one in the wrong.
Right, we'll talk about it later. I just wanted you to know that I didn't understand it either. It seemed like a very petty thing to get upset about.
I didn't bring you into it. I just mentioned that that's how we met. And
right. I get you. I'm not taking it personally. It's no big deal.
Okay.
No big deal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's hope anyone else reacts like that, because I just don't want this to cause more drama.
And then as soon as you leave, look at that! Can you believe that she said?
A guy comment like, "You fucking shit stirrer."
Yeah.
Lick the spoon.
Yeah, I didn't even know what was going on, so like I was confused by it, because I'll explain it to you later in private, because I don't want to bring it up on air. But yeah, I was a little confused by it all. Is all I have to say.
Well, if anyone in this stream wants to know what we're talking about, there will be a video live on my channel later on today, and you can know what I'm talking about.
What?
I mean, because
Ooh,
I
another one
just,
today. That's
I'm
interesting.
friends. I consider all of you guys my friends, and I'm not a fourth grader. I'm not gonna choose between my friends. You know what I mean?
As long as you don't have a best
That's
friend,
bruh.
you can't have a best friend. Okay.
My best friend's my fiance. Is that okay?
No, you can't have best friends anymore.
Siri's my best friend. Hey Siri, don't answer.
Alexa. Alexa.
All of a sudden we get yes,
Hi,
Daddy.
sexy
Oh,
boy.
I mean,
No, wait, hold on. Hey Cortana, wake up. Nope, they changed that. Hey Xbox, wake up. What the fuck did I do?
Hey,
Oh,
Back
yeah,
to
it's
it.
not plugged.
We're going to rule the world soon.
hey, numbskull. How are you? How are you? How are you at research, sir?
What am I researching?
Well,
What am I researching?
okay. Here's what I'm doing. I'm working on a video. It's on the history of opioids, and this isn't the first opioid epidemic. And I'm not very good at doing screenshots. So if you could find me some statistics and screenshot them for me and send them to me, that would be wonderful.
No
If you have time,
I
I
will
mean,
do that
obviously,
for you, Mal, if you need help.
yeah. I'm not very good at screenshots, and I'm looking for statistics.
Do you know why Coca-Cola used to have actual Coke in it? Something about the leaves of the coca plant. Take like 20 minutes in cold water to dissolve out enough solution to create the effect needed to add into the mixture. So I'm sure people have over time drank cold coca tea.
yeah.
It doesn't take hot water, it takes cold water.
Ooh, cold
Well, I
water
mean-
extraction.
In the Western times, there was cocaine toothache drops.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Methamphetamines used to be given to women at home to keep them from being depressed.
Makes sense.
Hey, amphetamines would make me just less depressed. I mean, so I get it.
get some shit done. I want to do 1,000 things, but I can only do one at a time.
You know the funny thing about
home from work, I want my house clean and I want dinner ready. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. Get out of the house. Move.
the funny thing about meth was like I would do it and intend to get a lot of shit done, but then I would just sit and fucking like come up with the strangest fucking drawn out fucking like ideas that I'd ever thought of. Like I never got nothing accomplished. Never.
Don't stand in the sun.
I try not to. What's that?
No, if you do too much meth, depending
Yeah.
on how you do it, and you stand in the sun, the sun will actually make your body physically ill.
Really, that makes sense because you haven't drinking or eaten or anything. It probably dehydrates you even faster. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you don't even think about it.
I remember
Yes,
one time
I have some experience.
when I was in my early 20s. Me and my buddies were working on this 4-wheeler. We were all tweaked out, and we had this bright idea. We fucking we had it already disassembled. We took it down to the basement so we weren't out in the elements to work on it. And we got it running. We rebuilt it, got it running, and then we were like, how the fuck are we going to get it out of this basement? So we pretty much put it together and couldn't get it back out. Sounds like a mouth story, eh?
Yeah. The times that you look outside your window and you keep having the suspicion that every time that you peek, that something's going to stare right back at you.
Right. The shadow people
Usually
out
it's
there
a
watching
squirrel.
you.
Yeah.
When the shadow people start to watch, or bush people, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they're always watching you, and they're always at like they're somehow in your house, but they're not there.
Right. Coke always made me way more paranoid than meth, unless I'd been up for like 4 or 5 days. Then I started getting a little skitzed out.
I
I've been
think
around.
I'm too bipolar for Coke to work on me because cocaine's never touched me.
Well, dude,
That's the same as me. Coke's never worked on me either.
Maybe you guys just had shitty blow.
Do cocaine like Deadpool. Just put an 8-ball and like stick it in a mask and just punch yourself in the face.
I was hoping you weren't going to say you like stuck it up his butt or something. I'm like, ah.
No, that's in the movie, the new movie.
Apparently, the way you're supposed to know, sorry if this hurt your stream, but apparently the way you're supposed to know if it's good, just put some on your finger and rub it on your upper gum above your teeth below your lip. And if it causes your gum to start to tingle, that means it's good. Now, I get that effect, but anything else I've done with it, nothing works. Like, no effect, no feeling from it whatsoever.
I read that there's a statistical minority of people that actually don't feel the effect of cocaine.
Yeah.
I had people that were like, no, dude, if you're not feeling what you've already had, you need to stop. Okay, cool.
That's the same as well.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but as soon as I touch meth, it's a whole different... Don't do meth, kids. Don't do meth.
I've never done meth.
No, you don't.
Don't do drugs as better. And drugs are bad, yeah. Except for weed, okay?
Some drugs are bad.
You can't talk about weed. You can't talk about weed in here. You know, YouTube guidelines.
In my opinion, actually, drugs aren't bad per se. Drugs are bad for me because I'm a drug addict and I don't know the word moderation. Thankfully, I'm clean, but I mean, for people that can do drugs responsibly, more power to them, man. I hope they enjoy their time, you know?
I can't do moderation, but that's why as soon as I hit 17, I stopped taking any drugs other than smoking weed because I'm not going to OD on weed.
Right. Well, you could, but you'd have to smoke like 16 tons or something. I mean, I doubt that's going to happen. You'd fall asleep first.
I'd die of the smoke inhalation.
You know what the problem is, though? The more you try to consume, the slower you consume it. Like, you end up getting to a point where you're stoned and you're rolling a joint, you get halfway through rolling it and you stop and you just start telling a whole story before you realize it's still in your hand and you haven't finished it yet. And then you finish it and you light it and you start telling another story and it goes out. And I mean, the longer you smoke, the harder it is to smoke. My buddy and I tried to smoke a whole ounce to ourselves one night. We got halfway through and we were just staring at the table.
Yeah, I bet you were so blown. What? Oh my god, dude! I've been smoking dope since I was fucking probably 16, and I'm 40. Okay, and edibles fucked me up, dude. They make me paranoid as shit.
Which ones though? Are we talking THC or CBD edibles? Because they do have different effects.
CBD shouldn't have a high effect on you.
Have you ever? You know what a firecracker is?
If you've ever taken CBD and got high, you should have a double take of what that is.
Honestly, I bought some CBD candy when I was in South Carolina, and I tell you what, it is the most, as a hyperactive person, it was the most relaxful vacation I've ever been on.
Really? I heard
CBD does have medical effects.
Yeah, I've heard it has many
start to just...
CBD is a non-psychoactive drug, so it has medical benefits, but it doesn't get you high. It's like other drugs. You can take other drugs without getting high.
I mean, I was still smoking pot. Don't get me wrong. It was a completely different feeling than smoking pot. I was like, I got to try this CBD stuff, and I bought some of the candy, and I was like, you know, it's probably nothing because it's not what I'm used to. And I was like, all right, I'm going to smoke this bowl. Okay, cool. I'm going to eat one piece of candy and we'll go down and play at the arcade. I ate the piece of candy. By the time I put my hand on the door, I was like, oh, wow. Okay, guys, let me slow down, relax. I'm not in a hurry. It's like, it's really weird because I'm always hyper and move.
Yeah, I vape CBD and it kills my anxiety a bit.
Yeah, I just ran out.
Right.
I think.
Because they've got CBD gummies around here, and I thought about, because my girlfriend, I gave her some edibles because she doesn't like smoke. So I gave her some edibles because she has anxiety and problems sleeping at night, and she also has nerve pain. And I thought, it might help her. But I think that the THC part of it, she's not used to being high, obviously, so she did not enjoy it one bit. So I'm thinking about getting her some CBD and seeing if that helps her with her anxiety and stuff at night and helps her pain.
Don't get me wrong, it's still kind of pricey though.
It is pricey, I see that. But if it'll help her, then that's all that really matters to me. I don't care about price.
And she won't get high. It's like my country is super harsh on anything that's not alcohol. And like you can even buy CBD from just like head shops, I guess. So it's kind of like there's no threat deemed by the EU or anything of CBD. It's just a medical compound, I guess.
I don't want to. I'm looking at your chat. I don't want to live forever, but 1,000 years.
Yeah, forever it would be horrible. You would lose every person you ever loved would die. You'd be all alone. I mean, it would get fucking boring as shit.
I think a few hundred to 1,000 years.
Either that, or just imagine being around everybody that you loved for eternity. That would be tiresome.
Yeah, that would be quite tiresome. Because as much as you love them, I mean, that would be very tiresome.
Like, yeah, Grandma, I love you to death, but I'm not gonna fucking have you watch me for all fucking eternity.
For eternity, because that means like so many things that would never statistically happen in an average lifespan would happen, and like so ridiculously crazy. Like I would be the person to invent fucking intergalactic travel at some point in my lifetime, and like I don't know, you could do everything. I feel like when we are in a completely different time span, it's kind of like the monkey and the typewriter again. You can eventually do everything that you want to, at least.
Would all of us exist though if life had the span of 1,000 years? I think people would have been smarter about procreation and there wouldn't be so many people, but I could be wrong. We could have just had more wars because people live longer and want to kill others off and take their stuff.
Or we could create another subspecies that had shorter lifespans on a different planet.
You mean Americans? Oh, different planet.
And then we could watch these life forms and try and enslave them, but then some of our people would not agree with that. Oh wait, that's the Sumerian text. My bad.
Yeah, but living forever, I think it would get boring very quickly. I mean, maybe like not 1,000 years, but like maybe like 250 years. That would be interesting because you think about all you would see. But 1,000 years, I mean, that would get old, dude. I mean, really? Okay. Let me ask you, L.I. Rocky. Now, do you mean would I want to live forever and stay healthy and virile and would I be like say could I live forever at the age of 25 or would I age?
Would be the face of Bo circling through
Have you know that the skin lady on Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Turned into like that or something?
No, you know who the face of Bo is, right?
You must.
Come on.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm not the only, weird
I know
person
who the face of Bo is.
The face of Bo is Jack, who's traveled through time and lived through all of time a few times.
Yep.
Just massive spoilers there for anyone who didn't know that.
Spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, it takes a lot of piecing together for that.
No, it doesn't. Like
No, they
the
outwardly
final
come out and
came
say it
the
in one
ninth
episode.
season. It came in the 9th season and the final episode of Torchwood. When I was
Yeah.
younger, they used to call me the face of Bo.
Yeah, but a lot of people like overlook that one moment, and then they're like, "Well, I don't understand it," and it's like, no, there's actually like references in like a lot of different episodes of it, but yeah.
Did you make it all the way to the end of the Sixth Sense before you realized he was dead the first time?
Yes, yes. I didn't know that was a joke until like a year ago.
I had I had always like I had like that deal where I was like, there's something to this. Like, why are all these scenes leading to like this type of aspect?
Who knew
You
Rose
should have
was Bad
seen
Wolf
me.
before Bad Wolf was shown? I knew it was Rose.
I
I knew
didn't.
it had to do
Yeah.
with Rose.
I didn't. I actually loved that. It was so freaky. I did not even have a clue. And then whenever the episode came along, it shows you all of the signals in prior episodes. I thought, how fucking blind am I?
Do you remember? Do you remember?
All right, I want to ask, out of all the new Doctors, who's everybody's favorite?
Oh, that's hard.
Matt Smith's mine. Well, I don't know. It's a kind of a toss between David Tennant and Matt Smith. David Tennant.
Oh,
is the
okay.
Doctor.
As for
David
me,
Tennant will always be the best one.
David Tennant was awesome. He was. But Matt Smith had a. I don't
Now,
know.
is David Tennant the one who plays the psychopath in that one show, Jessica Jones, or is David Tennant the one who plays Sherlock?
No, that's Benedict Cumberbatch. But
yeah.
David Tennant plays Richard III on the stage, and he was on Broadchurch, and he's been on a lot of shows actually.
I need to Google.
Here's a link.
Google car.
But it's
I think I'm thinking
I
of
would
the one
have
from
to
Jessica
say
Jones.
I would say Capaldi did pretty well.
It took a while to grow on Peter Capaldi.
Yeah,
Who's
David
that?
Tennant's.
I love him in. Have you ever seen The Three Musketeers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved him in that. What did he play, a cardinal or something in that?
Is Peter the newest one?
No, well, but now it is the lady
with the glasses. The glaces.
Was it the last one then? Not this one, but the one prior.
Yeah, he had the sunglasses.
Yeah, is it the one after Matt Smith? Or Matt, sorry, what was his name?
The one after Matt Smith was Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that guy.
Yeah, I didn't like him at first. He grew on me, but he was by far not my favorite.
Really? He was in DuckTales?
No, not that. No. It could have been. I have no idea.
That's an interesting factoid if it was.
You guys know who SJ is, the Christian apologist?
Yeah.
She's a huge thorn in the atheist side. Does anybody believe that she believes her own shit? I find it hard to believe that she does.
I don't know. I think she's got some cognitive dissonance going on.
Oh yeah.
No shit.
Lots and lots of it.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Shut up.
David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck in the 2017 DuckTales season.
Really?
Holy shit.
That was a good one.
Fucking good on him.
No shit. Voices of David Tennant, and I'm looking through like, where is he? David Tennant as Scrooge McDuck. No shit.
That's fucking awesome.
Wow. He's got a lot under his belt here.
Yeah. Very busy man.
Mm-hmm.
As for me, I'm trying to do into voice acting, but
Doctor Who, Blood Church, Jessica Jones, DuckTales, The Escape Artist, Good Omens, Casanova, Final Space. Final Space and Good Omens seem to be coming out this year, or came out. Star Wars: The Clone Wars, where is he in that? Please tell me I'm reading wrong. Spies of Warsaw, Blackpool, Single Father, The Secret Smile, Politician's Husband, Taking Over the Asylum, W1A, Doctor Who Confidentials, Duck Patrol, 2012, Masterpiece, 3, Fu Tom, which is a cartoon, The Quartermass Experiment. What the fuck are these movies I've never even heard of? He Knew He Was Right.
Atheist arrogant, thinking he can escape from death. We will all die and we all live again. What atheist thinks he can escape death?
me. I was...
We were. What fucking idiot thinks we will live again?
Yeah, that's what that's why I put proof ?
Look at the.
Show me the receipts, bitch.
Well, Frylock mooning.
I'm not sure if this guy is a Poe or not. I can't be sure because I don't know.
No,
they don't seem like legitimate theist questions.
Some people are just genuinely stupid.
Atheist.
That's possible.
Wow.
That's possible. Yeah. That I think I'm gonna escape death.
Well,
What I think is I'm gonna die. You know what happens after you die? The same thing as before you were born. Non-existence.
I mean,
no difference.
first of all, citation fucking needed.
Yeah, that's what I said. Proof, please. Besides biblical proof.
Secondly,
or Quranic.
Does that mean that you think that your religion makes you escape death? Because you still die.
Yeah, like no matter your outlook on the world, you will always die.
I mean, do you think that there's just some afterlife that, you know, it's just like we're in some sort of existence, but we're not? If that's the truth, then guess what? We're all part of a God particle or a God mind, and that means that we would all just exist amongst each other in an ethereal plane where we all just have knowledge beyond knowledge. It would just be the Akashic records, so to speak. So why not get up here and you can try and talk and give us your opinion on it.
I've invited him numerous times. So
David Tennant was also in the 2012. Sorry.
My opinion of what was it? The bullshit records? Is that their bullshit?
Apparently, in the 2012 Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, David Tennant was also one of the voices.
Oh, really?
I can't figure out who. But Roseanne Barr was the voice of Kang.
Huh.
Don't know who that is.
Ambien. You should blame Ambien.
Blame Ambien. This guy's got like one hell of a movie history here.
Oh yeah.
Why are Christians so fucking gleeful about the idea of us burning in hell?
It's some sort of BDSM, like sadomasochistic.
I think it's the only way they can justify it. It's if we weren't going to hell, then what's the negative incentive for them to believe in their bullshit?
Oh, it's yeah.
Negative reinforcement is stronger than positive reinforcement. It's just not most productive.
Like, I mean, for the most part, there are some people that, like, if a person's actually trying to be Christ-like in the sense that they're trying to be like, you know, don't do like do unto others as you would have them do, you know, blah blah blah, like that type of moralistic construct. And if they're really trying to do it, then good on them. But other than that, don't fucking look down on somebody unless you're willing to help them up.
Hey, Mole.
Yes.
Was it you that was doing the drug video?
I am, yes.
Well, I did
What's that?
a ton of links. I just sent you a bunch of links
Oh, awesome.
in Discord.
Awesome, cool, yeah. I like I said, I mean, you know, they say do what you know. So I figured I know a lot about that. So, and I just think it's interesting, you know, that, you know, there's people that actually deny there's an opioid epidemic in America. I think it's actually more than just America. I think it's a lot of the Western world, actually. But America's really bad. But it is the first one we've ever had.
Yeah, it's kind of filled your Discord inbox.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey, well, I'm gonna get out of here. I need some rest before work. So you guys all have a great night.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night, Nacha.
It's
You
only
take it easy,
9:30 in
buddy.
the morning for me.
Thank
Bye.
you all. Night, night.
Later, nice meeting
Good
you.
night, sir.
You too.
Sleep well.
And on that note, I am going to leave also.
Yeah, actually, I was probably going to get ready to wrap up. We've been on for a good
Hour.
We've been on for a while, so.
Okay.
So
I just wanted to let you know.
I appreciate that very much. So,
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much. And I was pleased to meet you. You're welcome back at any time. So,
I think it just works for BBC4 or BBC, something like that.
He
Yeah,
is
that's-
heavily influenced by the BBC. Okay, bye everyone.
take it easy, ordinary.
Yeah, that's just the stuff that I could find in the States. So
Well, thank
I
you
don't
very
know
much.
if you want stuff from the UK or whatnot, but
I'm gonna do America mostly, but I'll also throw in other parts of the Western world. I think I might do a whole series on the history of drugs, but I'm gonna start with opiates and the opiate epidemic first, and then I might go on and just explain the history of drugs, you know, because history's my thing, you know. So I kind of want to do a history.
Speaking of history and drugs, weren't we talking about dolphins doing drugs?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's wrap this show in a circle here, because apparently David Tennant in January of 2014 was on BBC One with a show called Dolphins Spy in the Pod. And it's about spying on dolphins with big water creatures.
Really?
wow.
That's funny.
So I just brought your whole show back together with David Tennant.
Heck yeah.
Wrapped it in a nice bow.
All right, well,
And the best doctor ever is Christopher Eccleston in the
Chris
new
Rexton
season.
was pretty cool. He was pretty cool. There was something about him that he was pretty cool.
I like the old school big scarf myself with K9.
Tom Baker? Ha. Yeah.
Well,
Old school doctor is awesome, but new school doctor, Christopher Eccleston's my favorite.
Yeah.
Right on. I want to thank you all for coming. Everybody, thanks in the chat. Thanks for coming too. If you're not subbed, please do. Does anybody else want to plug their channels or Twitter or anything?
Yeah, just Vash Lancet. I usually do like 1 to 2 night streams, and we kind of have like a little bit of an open mic.
Cool, cool.
I'm
Well, I am now subbed you, so I click the bell, so I will know when you are on.
Awesome.
Numbskull.
What's today?
Today is Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, I have a show tonight, apparently. At 7 Eastern time, I got the great debate.
Oh, tonight's your night show. I'm interviewing Brain from the Geek Room tonight, and then I've got a 8:30, so I might be able to pop in for a little bit and watch.
All right.
Cool. And what about you, Sharidi?
Sharadi. And no, I don't
Sharadi.
do anything.
Like Maserati. Sharadi.
Yeah.
I got that. I'll remember like the car.
Yeah.
Do you have a Twitter?
Yes, I do, but it's.
If you like put it in the side chat and you don't want to put it like in live, if you don't want to put it out there, but if you put it in the side chat, I'd be more than happy to follow you.
It's a whole lot easier just to ask Jensen.
Okay, I'll do that. That'll be easier. Or are you following Jensen?
Oh yeah.
I'll look for you. How's that?
Yep.
All right. Well, you all have a lovely day. And thanks everybody for watching. You all have I've already said it, so good day.